Oh, hi you guys, and welcome to another Barovian one-shot wonder. Well, the music's promising, isn't it? It's a good start there. Everything's gonna be fun. You know, that's what we can guarantee here. Everything's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a light-hearted stream. Yeah, no things to worry about here. Huh, that doesn't look so good on top of that, does it? You know what, I'm actually gonna just push it over here so it can be seen easier, the notification thing. Oh, whoops, that's not where it goes because my face is there. Hang on, let's bring me back. Pro streamer, it's the pro streamer. Oh, it's over there. I suppose that'll do. Welcome, Dirty Catamane, Dirty Catamane, welcome Lightfingery, welcome Fly Bandito, welcome all of you. So guys, if you want to get more involved, here are my social links. First of all, get in the Discord. Just go. It's amazing. I've got the most amazing Discord group where we talk about all sorts of things, and in spite of some of the things that have been going on today in the community, which I'm not going to shed any light on because fuck that noise. They are amazing in the Discord. They are absolutely fantastic, and they talk about issues. They are kind, they are inclusive, they are friendly, and they are helpful. And the Discord is a very good place to be. If you missed that, there again are the social links. Also, they talk about D&D. They talk about artwork and all sorts of things in there, so it's a good place to be. If you guys want to get involved in a one-shot, very much like this one, I run them quite a lot. Get on Twitter, pop me a follow, and send me a DM, and I'll get you in a game. Simple as that. I keep a diary. I will get you in the diary. At the moment, we're booked up to around the end of July, beginning of August. So, yeah, the sooner you get me in and give me a message, the sooner I can get you in the game. And lastly, YouTube. YouTube is very up to date. That is where you can catch up with all the stuff we have done recently. Now, I do have merchandise, and at the moment we have got a competition on where we are giving some away for free. I think that sentence makes sense. And also I have a Patreon where higher tier patrons can get some like free t-shirts and hoodies and that sort of thing. And we recently hit our first goal, so we're still really hyped about that. Thank you guys for listening to my bit of spiel at the beginning. Without really much further ado, I will go and grab the guys. Oh, hi, you guys. You're live.
Hey!
So, Kiana, like normal, shall we introduce first and then go around? Okay, today, guys, I'm going to be playing the recurring character, Turnuk. He is desperately trying to save his husband, who, they both appeared in the mists. They had no idea where they were. They saw a man being attacked by wolves. I think his name was like Ricardio or Ricardavio or something like that, Rictavio. I saved him, but my husband Istaros got bitten and is now cursed with the lycanthropy curse, which Turnuk is desperate to try and heal, and he's been running around Ravenloft to various locations gathering these certain things from a list that Rictavio gave him, and he's pretty choked up and upset about it, and he's generally going to be a sad boy all stream. So look forward to that. So we'll go around everyone else in camera order, because I've just jumped out of turn, because, you know, it's Massacre Streamer, do what I want. We'll start with, at Burlingsbeard. Ken, hi.
Oh, hey, what's up, Scrat? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I'm Ken Breeze at Burlingsbeard. I'm a for-hire dungeon master in the New York City area. If you're in New York City, you should definitely hit me up, hire me to run your games. I'm super excited to be here with y'all today. And should I describe my character at this point as well?
Go for it.
Yeah, let's talk about him for a second. My character's name is Karl von Hammersmark. He is a dwarven wizard, but he is a mountain dwarf, so he is very much in the culture and traditions of his people. He wears scale armor. He wields a war hammer. He talks with a vaguely Scottish accent. And he, in general, is a transmuter. He's learned the magic of transmutation, so he definitely uses that to aid his allies and hinder his enemies. Also, his clan symbol is basically alcohol, is brewing, is distilling. So he has a flask that he carries around his neck on a leather thong. And as a transmuter, it's a wooden flask, but he changes it into iron or gold sometimes, different materials as needed. And that's me.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to play. And next, we welcome Madame Gandalf. Alex, hi.
Hi! Finally got to do this with you at last,
Yeah.
Scrat. It's been, and Kiana I got to play with before, and I think this is the first time I've gone to play with you guys now outside of encounters, so that's super exciting, super exciting. But yeah, today, my name is Madame Gandalf, and today I'm going to be playing Sooty. She is an arcane trickster rogue who mostly likes to make things go boom. She has been kind of sneaking around trying to get money where she can for her sick sibling, where she sends money off to her family all the time, but she's willing to get that money and that gold doing any job necessary, really, within all of Ravenloft. So if there's a loose coin purse, you better keep your eye on it because it will probably be gone if she has anything to say. And yeah, so it's a very simple background. She's a very happy, chipper little halfling. But if you were to ask anyone here, no, she's just a child. Just a child. There's not a halfling here. Just child with big ears. Just very big ears.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Fly Bandito, for the tier 1 sub. Guys in chat, we do donations and rewards for like viewership and all that sort of thing, including subscriber rewards. You can gift a Nat 1 or Nat 20 to a player of your choice. And so, last but not least, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin your name. It's under at Mr. Loki, and it is Yoko?
Joaquin. It's short
Okay.
for what?
Okay.
Like Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, cool.
Joaquin.
Got it. Joaquin. Welcome.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm Joaquin. I'm from Mexico, and I don't know how I got into this mess. This is the first time I try out Roll20, and I usually play role-playing games just live. But I'm kind of excited, and I'm really looking forward for having Kiana as our DM during this session. So, in case of my character, so my name is Vikander Karlovic, and he's a grizzled middle-aged man with brown unkept hair and beard. Has a thick and somewhat curly mustache that keeps caressing from time to time. He has hazel eyes with a spark of wonder, and he lends into he's a little bit chubby, but he's a little bit muscular, chubby, more to the chubby side. When he's traveling, he usually wears long brown highwayman trench coats and a blue patch scarf over his old and rusty scale mail. He is a fighter, and he was born in Barovia. He was born and raised in Barovia, but unlike many of his countrymen, he tends to be a little bit more. He's not that grim. He's not that brooding. He's not that very sad or dark. He tends to be a little more charismatic, more, if I say, alive than most of the other Barovians. So he had a rough youth. He was conscripted into a bandit party, and after being a highwayman for a couple of years, he decided that was not his thing. So he now sits a grave robber, and he likes it. So that's it.
Awesome.
That's so awesome.
So with hesitance, I suppose, I hand over to Kiana, who will be tormenting us for the next few hours. Kiana, welcome as always.
Thank you, and welcome everybody, new players to the community. I am very excited to run through this game with all of you. Again, I should preface this will get into some dark material, so please be warned about that. We are using a safety system behind the scenes, but I will take no offense to anybody who is watching this if you need to take a break. But yes, so I am excited as always, and to be your dungeon master in one-shot wonders. So, I suppose we shall begin, should we?
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Not nervous at all, honk.
All right. Welcome, dear adventurers and spectators, to the world of Ravenloft. We enter into a world of shadows that lies between planes surrounded by mists. Several realms exist in this land, each as dark and unspeakably evil as the last. Ravenloft is not kind to those who wish to be heroes, making them face death in the forms of lethal monstrosities, twisted people, and the darkness that lies within all of them. But today, the mist draw eyes to one realm, beckoned to us by the smell of smoke and fire, by the cries of the fanatic, as suspicions and superstitions whip up into a frenzy. Our adventurers here today have stumbled across the town of Turnuk. In some ways in their journeys, they have found themselves here, farming town. Not so unusual around these places. And you have, in some ways, coalesced near the edges on your own separate journeys. And the mists are dark and heavy today, grim and gray as always, but the mist parts just a little bit as another dwarven man, to which the spectators would know would be Turnuk, steps out, looking harried.
Yes, he looks not only hurried, but nigh on panicking as he stumbles through the mists, looking around frantically. He's looking for something. Am I stumbling onto the rest of the group, Kiana? So as soon as I see people, he runs towards you. Hello, my friends. I'm in a desperate hurry. I need to find a sliver of an unholy cross. It's of great importance. Can you help me?
You have a bit of a stammer going on. Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
Oh.
Can't you tell this man? He's mad with crazed fear. What's the matter, lad? Come here. Come to my arms. Let me embrace you.
He gives very good hugs. Very good hugs.
I mean, okay.
You're safe now. Don't worry.
No, it's not me. Friends, my loved one, my husband, he suffers. He was bitten by a wolf. He lays ill. I don't have much time to cure him.
I see.
I fear the
What is
people
your name, my friend?
will turn on him. Turnuk Karak.
Turnuk, I am Karl von Hammersmark, and I am out of ale, unfortunately. Or else
This is
I
a
would-
very sad situation.
I wish I could help. I only have well, never mind about that. I need that anyway.
I mean, his partner's leg has just been bitten off and he's still offering you alcohol. This man is very kind. Very kind.
Well, yeah.
What
So,
you
my
say-
friend, Turnuk, calm down a little bit and just tell us about what is happening to you. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking. Okay. I don't know how I got here. I came through the mists, and we couldn't get back. And
The mists.
we found a road, and there was a man in trouble, and I hurried to his aid, and we fought off the wolves. But one of the wolves bit Isteros, my man, and the man we helped, he said his name was Ricardo. He said that he was cursed with lycanthropy, and I've left him there, left Isteros with him, whilst I try and find these ingredients. And he pulls out a list, and he says, I already have a vial of children's tears, a page by this Oh, I can't remember the name, but it made sense at the time. A page from a book written by someone, and some wolf's bane that was grown under a new moon. But I need a sliver of an unholy cross. And if any of you look at the note over his shoulder, it's not actually written. It's a series of pictograms that help him remember.
Ooh. Well, I don't have an unholy cross, my friend, but perhaps we could find one for you. It would be difficult. Perhaps we'd need to find an unholy church or unholy person. I don't normally hang out with those types of folks.
Well, I do remember finding a cemetery not far from here. Maybe that place could be of help.
Ugh, Karlovich, your answer to everything is grave robbing.
Well, true.
There's often very good money on grave robbing. Very good money. You can get the jewelry, sell the jewelry. You can get the clothes, sell the clothes. You can get some very rich people in graves.
We
I
could,
don't
is
go
find
to
a,
graves.
we could find a holy cross and have it desecrated to be unholy.
So many possibilities.
I mean, I'd do anything right now, honestly.
Well, we just got here. I think that this town's name is Turnuk. I'm looking for the inn. Join us. Perhaps we'll find what you're looking for.
Come.
Oh, okay. But is there a church in town? Because maybe, like you say, we could just go there, and I could do something terrible, and we could just take the cross.
Hold on that thought, my friend. Maybe we have to think a little bit more on that. But we can ask and see if there is any church around or cemetery, so we can use it and help you out.
Local
Yes.
people will know better.
Yes, there are degrees of terribleness. Perhaps we start with the lower terriblenesses, the grave robbing.
It's always better to ease yourself into terrible ways.
I'd do anything for Isteros, and I don't think I have the time to test.
He
Oh, it's
sounds like
just
a
a
very
bite.
special man. He sounds like a very special man.
But you're right, I'm not much of a thinker. And if you'll help me, I'll follow your judgment.
Well, at least you're honest. That's important.
Sooty's gonna walk on up to Turnuk at this point and just like kind of hold his hand and like, come on,
Okay,
we will show you the way.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.
To the
new friends.
graveyard.
Is he alone? Is anyone else following him, or he's just
It's just him.
okay?
Those of you who have been born and raised in the realms of Ravenloft know this is not unusual.
No, it is not.
For the mist to bring people in and never give them up after that.
Okay.
So
In Turnuk's panic, I skipped the description as well. He is decked in chain mail with a blacksmith's apron over him. Slung across his shoulder is a broadsword longer than him, which is black and dripping with blood, constantly. He also has a satchel on him and a blacksmith's hammer and a shield.
Very well.
So as you guys venture a little deeper into town, again, you were kind of just on the outskirts of it. You can smell smoke, wood burning, and in the distance, not too far away, sounds of shouts. This is
Angry shouts or happy shouts?
angry shouts.
Happy shouts.
Happy
Okay.
shouts for everyone.
There's a bit of a sense of unease here. Again, all of you who have been born and raised here, you know, there's a lot of suspicions and superstitions that seem to kind of linger in the air no matter where you go. Again, Sooty knowing that, having to disguise herself as a child, and the such. But it seems like the tension here is almost like a string about to snap.
Is there anyone on the street, or are we the only ones on there?
Currently, as you're walking in where you are right now, you seem to be the only ones. But that solitude is quickly broken as you see a woman, human you think were at first, and then a brush of her hair back, and you see somewhat elven ears. And she is running. She is out of breath. You can see her face is flushed and she's a fairly, normal woman, if not for this giant scar that kind of runs across her face. And she kind of turns the corner and see all of you just go, please help me. And you hear the sound of the shouting getting closer and closer.
Is the scar fresh or does it look old?
It seems like it's been there for a very long time.
Got it. There's trouble ahead.
We're attracting all the trouble today.
But remember, if they ask about the tomb breeding, we did not do this, and especially me. So forget about it.
We didn't do it. We did
Exactly.
Yeah, what
Yes,
tomb raiding?
yes.
No tomb raiding. None.
Very good, Suti. Very good.
I mean, I haven't raided any tombs yet.
What trouble are you in?
Hi, and she kind of turns, and you're now kind of seeing within the grim, dark, like kind of clouded over lighting, that there's now kind of this faint glow of firelight coming as something said, I've been falsely accused and they're gonna kill me.
Accused.
Oh, that's very dramatic.
And she kind of gets closer to you guys, clearly in a panic. Says,
Come here. I think I'll be able to help you. I will cast a blessing upon you and it will hide you.
Okay. And she'll immediately, yeah.
I begin casting a spell as Carl speaks in his low dwarven baritone, and I cast reduce upon her, so she becomes the size of a child.
Okay, so she is now the size of a child.
Yeah. Now
she
just
kind of
hide with our other child.
She ducks kind of behind you guys as this yelling and torchlight turns the corner as well. You see a large group of people, for large in consideration of how small this town is, maybe about 20 people or so, all of them carrying torches, all of them with.
Are they the ones yelling and shouting?
Yeah,
Okay.
And as they have gotten closer, and now that you're focusing on them, you definitely hear screams of, "Get her! Burn the witch!"
Okay, are they running towards us, or can we just?
So
Okay,
you kind
so-
of they've just turned the corners, and you kind of now just facing off. You're about 30 feet away from each other at this point.
Let them pass. Let them pass. They seem to be in a hurry. Yes.
And they seem to kind of halt upon seeing people here. And a man dressed in religious vestments of some form kind of goes, "You wouldn't have happened to see a woman run by, would you?"
I elbow Karlovich in the like the ribs, like for him to take the lead because he's the
Yes,
human.
yes. No. Unfortunately, no. Who's this person you're looking for? Maybe I can help.
He kind of frowns, said, he looks at you, and then he looks at the two dwarves, and he just kind of looks back, says, "We are looking for a witch, one that has caused chaos among our town."
Oh, that is terrible. Yes. No, we have not seen any witch around here. And if I need to, I can roll a deception roll.
Yes, please
so.
roll a deception.
Can I also, while he's doing that, see if there's any coin purses, like, in sight on this guy?
Sure.
Ah, yes. Okay. So I'll do insight or investigation.
Investigation.
Okay.
Okay. There's my roll.
So with a 9, as the man kind of narrows his eyes, And you see a couple of the other people who are with him seem to kind of want to surge forward, and she raises her hand to stop them.
My hands drop to my warhammer. I'm not like taking it out, but it definitely looks like I'm ready to take it out if needs be. As I just stare down this crowd, and I sort of grumble, "Don't take any steps forward. If you mean
Please,
us
please,
harm."
Carl, be at ease, my friend. We're not looking for trouble.
Are you a priest? Turnuk says, stepping forward.
He kind of turns to you and says, "That is what I am, yes."
Maybe you can help me. I need to find unholy things.
He kind of
I'm like, no.
You're gonna have to excuse my uncle. He's a little crazy in the head. Look at him. Too much to drink. It's he's addicted to the bottle.
I can roll a persuasion.
You can roll a persuasion, I guess. He kind of just looks at you, says, "I do not know why you are within our town, or why you would be looking for such things." He kind of narrows his eyes at Turnuk. "But if
We're
you're not
travelers from afar. We seek the ale.
And to lift curses.
Yes, destroy the evil everywhere we go. Yes, that for sure.
With the purity of alcohol.
Yes, that's definitely true.
But
He just kind of straightens himself up. "I would suggest that if you wanted to stay out of trouble, you report any signs of witchcraft around here, and just keep your head out of the way."
is there a cross on the priest?
He's definitely holding a cross, yeah.
I'm like Turnuk might talk to Sooty whilst Kardovich takes over. If I do something terrible to the priest and take his cross,
Would you prefer it if maybe I took his cross?
But then would it be unholy?
Oh, you bring up very good existential question.
I mean,
If you got cross by stealing, does it make it unholy cross? Who knows?
but I mean, if I stabbed the priest and took his cross.
Well, there's many people right here, so it may not be the wisest to go stabbing right now.
Oh.
There's other ways.
Okay.
But in the meantime, and Sooty's going to. She rolled a 24.
Yeah. So if you looked into the crowd, again, they're kind of all bunched up, so you can't see everybody, but you see a couple of coin purses. They're not super filled. Again, it's a fairly small farming town, but you see a couple on people's hips.
I would like to try and steal. Any as they walk by, like when they're finally walking past us. If they finally walk past us, I'd like to. Anyone who goes too close.
Yeah. So.
I'll wait until then. Like if that.
Okay.
Happens.
Yeah. So he kind of, as the priest kind of gives all of you one last steely look.
Well, if we we'll keep our heads down. Can you point us to the inn?
He one of the people in the crowd says, "It's right that way."
Thank you.
That way.
Thank you.
Very well. Yes. Let's get going.
Let's go. Yep.
Yes,
Time
let's
to
go,
move
friends.
on.
Yes. Nothing to see here.
Very thirsty.
Turnuk lingers for a second, like looking at the priest.
Come with drunk Uncle Turnuk. Come on.
Oh,
And the crowd starts continuing forward along the path that you kind of skirt to avoid.
I'm gonna fix the woman with a glare who is a child. I guess who's child sized. She's still with us?
Yeah, she's still with you guys.
And I'm like, come with us.
Okay. And she'll
If you want to live, of course.
she's just like,
What?
she's like, she's already kind of pale, even under her like dusky complexion. She's like, and she immediately just follows you guys.
I'm thank you for going with my plan. I know my transmutation magic, changing one thing into the other, can be scary sometimes. But perhaps it's better if you do not look how you normally look. Wow, are you truly a witch? You're not? Oh, come on.
And she's like,
Well, at least you know where a unholy cross is?
it depends on what your definition of unholy is, I guess. And she's like,
Definitely unholy. I don't want to mess it up.
she kind of just like looks at you with some confusion. We only have a church here. Although it has been like this recently. And she kind of looks at you, Carl, and says, I would avoid using magic around here.
Why?
They are looking for people who can do such things.
Oh.
Big burn the
Superstition.
witch thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
superstitions. Yes. Thank you for the advice. What is your name?
And she kind of like checks around to make sure nobody is around. And she said, the name is Brianna.
I introduced myself.
I'm Turnuk.
Sooty.
Vikander.
And she kind of nods, says, thank you very much. And she still looks very nervous, even though you're kind of away from the crowd. And you're realizing it's because the smell of smoke is getting stronger as you head deeper into town. And as you again turn a corner, you see what would normally look like a starting of a bonfire.
Right, but so here's a question: is the smell like smoky wood, or
yes,
is
like wood?
Or is there something else burning?
It smells like wood and something else.
Okay. Fine.
And as you turn the corner, you see what the starting or ending of a bonfire. What looks like what could have been a large wooden pole in the center of it.
Okay.
And
Is anybody there?
you imagine there used to be blackened.
No, I mean,
standing
is there
around?
any people around
No.
there? Okay.
But as you kind of look, there's something blackened against the, wood of the pole.
Is it me or does that wood smoke smell quite sweet?
It smells of meat and fat.
Smells like zealots and
Bacon.
yes, bacon. That's where I couldn't place it. Zealots and bacon. Great combination on a Sunday.
I see. That could be my fate if they think I'm a witch, or any one of us. We must be careful. And I definitely
Yes,
am looking
indeed.
at Sooty as I say that.
Yes, indeed.
For a second then, Turnuk's going to panic, sort of look over his shoulder at his sword and say, can you stay quiet for a while?
You hear that voice. So you hear him talk. No reply, but Turnuk in his head here. I suppose I am getting quite bored, though.
Say, you wouldn't know anything about an unholy cross, would you?
There's no reply.
Oh. Well, thank you for the conversation.
I told you I didn't know anything about Unholy Cross already. And I won't be
We've already
quiet.
told you such things.
Sorry.
Maybe you should try and listen a little more. Then you might get further in your quest.
I'm sorry.
Don't be mean to him, Sooty. He is addled.
And a troubled man, clearly.
Well, he's clearly under a lot of stress, that's for sure.
So as you kind of see this, what would have been a burning, you kind of realize this is now town square that you've entered into. You see, a few shops, and you see what looks like to be a tavern or such. Grim, dreary, everything here as always. Nothing unusual in these lands. And you see kind of a little bit up a hill is a church.
What time of day is now? What is the time? What time is it?
You would imagine it's about midday or so.
Okay.
Well,
So, my friends, we could either go and ask for information back in the tavern, or I see there's a church up there. Maybe we can investigate and see if they have any item that could be useful for this troubled man.
he has an odd cast about him.
He has, yes. But don't we all?
Yes, okay, you got me there, honestly. Yes, we do.
That was a zinger. That was a good zinger.
All right, to the church then. If we're planning on robbing a church, I guess it's not the worst thing we've done.
I'm not planning to rob a church
You're
at
not?
all at the moment.
Is it more of a burglary then?
Yeah, and Suri could
We are
be better fitted
relieving.
for that.
We're relieving them of their crosses.
Extra items, yes. Probably they do not need it.
They are clearly burdened with too many things. We're just relieving them of these extra things. After all, you've got to stay humble if you are going to be in the church.
Brianna looks very worried as you discuss this. I said, I would be careful if that is your plan. And she furrows her eyebrows.
Well, if you can help us, maybe we don't need to go to the church. Turnuk is looking for an unholy cross. Do you know of any secret cults in town?
Legends, perhaps.
Rumors. I love
Yes.
rumors.
She kind of thinks for a second. There's this rumor of a lord that used to rule around here in this realm. I don't know too much. It's mostly stories you tell that the church likes to tell to the children to make sure they behave.
Like fairy tales.
Yes. She just says, if you're going to the church, be careful of Father Defovich. He is, and she kind of glances over at the now almost put out fires. He has been in charge as of recently.
Oh.
Does he like barbecues? Is that...
She just looks a little horrified.
I try and change the subject, saying, what will you do now, Brianna? Where will you go? My magic will only last for a short amount of time, but you're welcome to it.
I don't know. It's my only hopes here is to either run or to prove my innocence, and No one will listen to me.
And the magic wears off as she returns to her normal size.
Yeah.
And I say, I wish you the best. Sorry, I don't have any ale to give you.
You all helped me and saved my life. I thank you for that. And she kind of looks again. She's like, I will be on my way then. Good luck with whatever you're doing.
And good luck to you.
Very well. Now stop getting burned like as a witch person. Not good for the soul.
Oh yeah, like she was asking for it.
Well, you gotta be sneaky sneaks,
You have to be careful around fires. In the forge, it's really easy to burn your hands.
Or your
Very
beard.
true. And you don't want to end up like barbecue.
Turnuk looks confused at you.
If we visit this Father Darovic and ask him for unholy crosses, I think that's a poor way to start the conversation.
I agree with that, Carl.
Oh.
But we are committed to finding this for you and your husband.
We can just like take a cross from the church and make it unholy, right? Like there's a church on it.
Yes, I think that is possible. My studies of transmutation magics, changing one thing from one spot or one aspect to another, I think this could be possible.
But wouldn't you need to do something very, very, very terrible in order to desecrate this cross that you're talking about?
If you defecate, does it desecrate?
Kind of rhymes, but I don't think that's gonna. No.
Couldn't we just find a holy cross and just plug the holes?
So it is unholy. Yes. The place to find that must be the church.
Yes.
You guys can roll me a religion check. If you would like.
Since we're also oblivious at this point.
Did you just roll a fucking 0?
I rolled a 0.
Nice. I got a 17.
Okay.
It was a natural 3, if that, maybe helps explain why Turnuk's so oblivious.
Absolutely zero idea. Quite literally, zero idea. The rest of you...
Natural 0.
The rest of you, as you kind of like trying to think back, to any religious teachings you may have heard, what is that? It takes a lot, if this cross is being used for holy purposes, to turn it into something that could be considered unholy. Because usually if you take a cross and you do something to it, it just kind of nulls it out. Some of you would know that, performing a ritual of evil, using a cross to perform a ritual of evil would definitely beyond desecrate it. And yeah, using it for evil purpose is usually kind of where you would have to go.
If we used it as the spade to do the grave digging.
I like that idea. I like that idea very much.
I'm reconsidering our plan of action. Perhaps we do not need to find an entire cross, only the sliver of an unholy cross.
That's right. That's what the list says.
Let us go to the church and ask about unholy relics. Maybe we can pose as, well, not even pose. Truly, we wish to perhaps destroy it. So we're looking
Yes, of course. We are looking for destroy. Yes.
I feel like Tom Riddle asking about Horcruxes. We're going into the church to ask about unholy.
How can we split our soul and use it for evil? Just wondering.
Well, okay. Well, then maybe we should go to the tavern first and try and find more rumors.
Yes, I have
And
a
that we can
drink.
get some ale finally.
Ah, I like what you say.
So where would you like to head first then?
Tavern.
To the tavern.
To the
Okay.
tavern.
So you dock into the tavern, and it's basically empty, except for the one bartender there. Tired-looking man, human, kind of, just idly polishing some glasses that he seems to be almost nodding off. Imagine this is a normally quiet hour for him. And as the door opens, it takes him like half a second too long for him to kind of straighten up. And he says, welcome. Travelers, I see.
Yes, indeed.
It's
Oh, today's your lucky day. I can drink as much as 2 grown men.
that is good for business. Yes. And he kind of come, take a table, take a seat wherever you like.
Sooty's gonna immediately like waddle on up to the nearest table with like 4 chairs and just clamber on up the seat to like just place herself like ready to. Her feet swinging. She's like ready to order a drink. She's ready. She's good to go.
So
With her
yeah,
feet swinging under the table.
yeah. So you guys kind of settle down, and the man comes around. Says, what can I get you? I have ale. And she kind of looks at Sooty and said, just maybe something. We also have non-alcoholic things.
Uncle here, he says that I'm allowed to have at least 1 full pint a day because it keeps the devil away.
That's no. I'll
Yes, it's true. It's true. It's okay. It's fine. One pint, please.
I'll have a pint, and you can have some water.
Wine for me.
Do you have food? Turnuk's just realizing this is the first time he's even been near an establishment like this in about 3 days.
He's starving. Okay.
It's like, yes, I definitely have some food. It will take me a little more time to prep that, but I can certainly get that for you.
Anything.
Begin the preparations and bring to me a glass of wine for my child companion.
I mean,
for her health.
Okay.
Kind of give you a funny
It's
look.
good for health.
Someone make me a deception check with advantage. And you're kind of helping. This,
Go for it, Sooty.
yes,
All right,
a
let's-
child, but we're giving alcohol.
We're giving her alcohol, it's fine. So deception. All right. With advantage.
Yeah.
I'll just roll.
Oh, you got it. 18. Yeah. He's like, of course, I do not judge your ways of raising children.
And I place some silver on the table.
His eyes kind of widen as he's like, very well. And he takes it and ducks into the back. He quickly comes back out with their drinks. And he says, I will get Betty in the back to start, and then.
Oh, and we're seeking the Lord. Can you direct us to his manor?
We don't have a lord here. It's just,
Oh, I had heard that there was a lord that ruled this village. Is that not true?
it's just, only in tales, history, dark forces, all that things.
What dark forces?
Oh,
And all that things. Okay.
Nudge City, this sounds promising.
Tell us more, please.
He's just like, all of you are really not from around here, are you?
We are not.
Very fun.
I don't even know
That's
where here is.
There are,
Because he's just crazy drunk Uncle Turnuk. Don't worry about him.
He doesn't look very drunk. Oh, well. Yeah, there were tales. Mostly we tell them to the kids to make sure they behave themselves. But there are some possibilities in our history that there was a evil dark lord thing who ruled over here and then was driven out by the church, essentially.
Turnuk will stand. Where was he driven to?
He kind of shrugs.
Driven from where?
From these lands. It was his domain, and then he kind of, I don't know, he may have died, disappeared. We just, embellish the story for kids.
Did this happen a long time ago?
That's many, many, many years ago. I do not remember a time when the church was
It
not
probably
here.
didn't even happen. It's just a story, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like an alien.
You guys can make a history check if you want.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Sure.
The child knows everything.
Yeah.
The child knows.
I got a 12.
I am clearly a very intelligent for my age.
Okay. So, sorry, what did you get, Carl?
12.
Okay. So, studying Vikander, it is not unusual for most of these realms have, dark evil beings that tend to rule. Barovia has Strahd. They kind of vary as to what they are. Sometimes they're just, evil people who are mortals but have delved into dark magics. Sometimes it is, creatures like vampires or even things that you're not sure how to classify other than, shadows. So this is not an unusual thing. You'd imagine that this could have been true and then over years have just kind of been turned into a story to tell kids. But stories tend to have a kernel of truth in them.
I will relay this information.
And he, the man, the barkeep, kind of go into the back and you hear him converse with somebody and come back out.
Oh, so it's like there's someone else here.
Yeah, in the kitchen.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, let's
better
see.
be the chef.
If we want more information about this lord, we should talk to the church, the priest. They may have, if they drove this lord out, they would
Exactly.
maybe have more information, more history.
Yes. The church is the one who keeps track of all these events. So maybe we can go and see if they have any scrolls and information books even that talks about this legend.
Yes.
Reading my mind. Reading my mind exactly.
And the bartender says, yes, the Brotherhood of Ulrich, they're the ones in the church there. Although if you're going to ask information, I think Father Dorhovich would be there.
Brotherhood of Ulrich?
Yeah.
Von Liechtenstein?
And he says, anything else you'd like to know around here? It has been a little hectic around here. So I understand if it's a little overwhelming for your first time.
Yes, I see that you had a little party outside of the tavern. What was that about?
He kind of wrinkles his nose a little bit. Says, yeah, there's been a couple of those recently. And he just kind of lowers his voice a little bit. Says, I do not pass judgment on what the Brotherhood does, but it has been a week.
That can't be very good for business.
No, not a lot of people like drinking when those events are happening.
It is definitely not a time for celebration, or at least no celebration I want to be a part of. What do you think, Turnuk? Should we head to the church?
Well, where do you think we'd have the best chances?
Yes, I think talking to this father, or at least finding out more history about this lord.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping
The
that
more we know, the better we can get you that thing of your picture list.
ingredient for a ritual.
I mean, ingredient for recipe of food. I just don't want to say ritual too loud here.
Oh, right. Whoops.
Remember the witches, Carl. We don't want you to not burn around here.
I love the hag's life. What can I say?
You know, next thing you'll be on a stake, then there's fire, you go boom, and everybody unhappy. At least I'd be unhappy. And I don't like to be unhappy. No. Mm-mm.
I do not plan on being taken to the stake in this town.
Oh, I could kill a steak.
Oh, steak does sound good now. Do you have any steak?
The bartender's kind of like, yes. And
You're
he
paying
kinda-
for your own steak, Sooty. I already bought you a glass of wine.
But please. And she gives like the biggest puppy dog eyes like she possibly can.
Nope. Nope. Gotta buy your own steak.
Turnuk takes out a gold piece and puts it on the table. You guys have been kind to me.
Yes.
See?
yes.
I like this man. And she's going to link her arm with him and just be like, yeah.
The bartender kind of first eyebrow says, "Yeah, very, very well. I hope you enjoy your stay." He kind of takes a gold piece and ducks into the back.
And Turnuk will take the glass of water and slide the pint of ale to City.
Wine and beer. It's Sooty's lucky day. And her feet are like really swinging under the table now at this point with excitement. And as she's like finished downing like part of the ale, she'll then get like the knife and fork and just be like sitting swinging like with them pointing upright on the table, like Winnie the Pooh when he's like knows honey is coming. Like
Yeah, so as you kind of, relax a little bit, for some of you for the first time in a long time, wait a bit and food is brought out to all of you. And Spartan says, you'll have to forgive me, it's not the best quality. There's been sickness going around in the cattle recently. It's been tough to deal with.
Nonsense. I think this is enough for us. Thank you.
food is food. And all
Food is food
good.
indeed. And she kind of puts on a little bit of that cheery look on his face. And I'm kind of just around if you need anything. Yes.
Thank you. So this Brotherhood of Ulrich, does that ring a bell to me?
Make me another religion or history check. No, you're not getting any recognition or connections from the name.
I want to look at the steak. Does it actually look edible?
It looks edible, but it's definitely, lean. Whatever cow this came from didn't have the best of lives, but it's edible, yes.
All right. As long as my friends won't be poisoned by it, that's my main concern.
Sooty's like,
yeah, Turnuk's already eaten half of it.
and Sooty's eating it in the grossest way possible. Like she's just stuck in a fork and is there just like right.
Turnuk was using knife and fork, but he sort of got halfway through, and now his mouth's just so full of steak. He's doing that chewy steak thing where there's too much steak and you just end up chewing forever.
Oh, too much gristle.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yep.
You're very hungry, I see.
When I worry, I forget to eat.
Eat up, man. Regain your strength. You're not going to do your husband any good if you're dead or tired or passed out in a ditch
Very
or
true.
asleep in a bed or fall down a well.
I mean,
All very realistic scenarios.
I'll be careful. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, so you finish up your meals, get any more drinks that you want. So by the time that you're kind of settled and finished, it's definitely in the afternoon, although time is difficult to tell in here, but those of you who have lived here long enough, you kind of know when time passes and what level of gray outside corresponds to what time of day it is. And the bartender says, yeah, would you need anything else, or are you all right?
Thank you very
Tell
much to
me.
Light Fingery, who donates £10, so we have a nat 20 each, including you, Kiana.
Nice.
Thank you. So for those of you who are new to this, you get to use a nat 20 whenever you like, basically, the resource. So
Thank you.
good for you guys. Cool.
I asked the tavern owner, the bartender, the innkeeper, I say, this Father Darovich, he is the one who's been leading these hunts.
Yes. He's the
Then we have met him before.
he says, there, yeah, well, there are a few of the brothers around, and the Father Dervish tend to stay within the church. He has the others go and do the other stuff.
Am I getting the sense that this person is scared of Father Darovich?
You can do an insight check.
Great. I rolled a 2 on the die, so probably not.
You have no idea. Yep. Anyone else who wants to make an insight check, they can, but...
I'll do one. Might as well.
Okay,
well, my luck was going to turn at some point.
So Turnuk and Vikander, he is definitely nervous, and every time he mentions anything about the Brotherhood or Father Darovich, he kind of glances around as if he seems worried that somebody might hear him, especially when he talks about, not the greatest of praises of this man.
Okay.
Right. I'm getting a suspicion that something isn't right in this town, but I can't place my finger or my thumb.
I think it would be very. We need to be very careful in the way we go into the church. We don't want to give the bad impression. And please, Soti, no mention about grave digging. I think these people don't take that lightly. So.
All right, I'll make sure not to, and she'll make sure not to say it.
Yes, and nothing about magic either. I agree.
Yeah, please don't mention anything about magic. That's a good idea. And will they like your blue scarf, or will your blue scarf offend them?
Were they wearing, what color were they wearing? Don't tell me red.
Like the people who were
the priests and the, yeah.
No, they were not.
Fine. I don't think I'll have a problem, but
hey, I don't know. I'm trying to cover all the bases.
Yes.
So can I talk about unholy objects?
No, I don't think it would be wise, my friend.
Okay.
But we can try to investigate and see if there is any information where to find it. You agree? Yes?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good.
Agreed.
I think if we find any artifacts of this ancient lord, maybe there's something there for you.
It is possible, yes.
Okay, let's go.
Let's. Haha!
And so the bartender bears you farewell, and as he says, keep your head down, if anything. Yes.
I look at Turnuk and I say, our heads are pretty low already.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's with that bleeding sword?
It's a very strange thing.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
When I first started looking for a cure, I found a creepy house that was like some priestess's house, and she had some books and a weird forge, and I found this sword, and it talks to me sometimes, and it killed a sword.
Oh.
Your sword killed another sword?
Well, I killed the sword with a sword.
How does one kill a sword?
So awesome.
How does one kill a sword?
Well, you knock the pommel off and shatter the blade.
Oh, I see.
Then you can repair it.
It'll never be the same.
Not necessarily. If you have really good blacksmith. My great uncle, he was amazing blacksmith. He was able to repair any of the like weaponry. All people throughout all lands came to get him to get all of their armor and their weapons repaired and prepared for all walls. I mean, it's possible.
Oh.
Wait, I thought your great uncle was a barrel maker.
Sure,
Isn't
she
that what
doesn't
you
know
already
that.
said?
Did he
Doesn't know that, Carl.
Did he get his MSM?
Well, the jig is up. Carl just ruined it anyway.
Oh,
Anyway.
I got my MSN, and he'll go rifling for his pack, and he produces a letter that just simply says, Master Perrin Ibarra certifies that Turnuk Karak has received his MSM in blacksmithing.
Well, bugger me.
Very impressive.
I guess.
So you guys head out of the tavern and into back out into the town square and head up towards the church, I guess. So the church is probably out of all these buildings, the newest, most upkept building. You can see that there have been repairs to it over time, but it still has the sense of austerity to it. It's probably a couple stories tall roof that arches up, and a holy symbol that none of you really know off the top of your heads, I don't think, unless you want to make me a religion check, but that's kind of placed right above the door.
Sure, I'll make a religion check. I don't do that well, though. With a mighty 6.
Nope.
What's the symbol? What does it look like?
It looks like it kind of looks like a leaf with a sun behind it.
Okay. Is the church door open, or?
It's not open, but it doesn't look like it's like barred or locked.
Okay. Is there anyone around there?
Nobody's standing outside, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. So remember, we do not speak about unholy things. We do not speak about grave robbing. We do not speak about magic using.
Lips
Alright,
are
friends.
sealed.
Or your scarf. Or your scarf.
Oh, and the scarf, yes, just in case. And Turnuk, could we? I'm a little bit worried about your bleeding blade. Maybe it could be. Maybe they take offense on that. Can you try covering it to avoid being seen?
It is rather creepy.
And it's really big. I don't know. Covering it sounds tough.
Could I
You could
borrow
bury
your
it.
scarf?
You can't just ask for a man's scarf.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was precious to you.
It is very precious. I'm very sorry. I'm very
It is a
sorry.
very personal item, a scarf.
Very
You can't
personal.
just borrow people's scarves. You
Um,
don't
I
ask
can-
people that.
I can try cover it with my turncoat. Perhaps it's big enough to cover your sword,
okay.
but not the scarf. The scarf.
Scarf given to
Stays.
him by family member. It's historical item.
It is, yes.
As you're having a discussion, Turnuk, you hear that voice in your head from the sword. Are you not proud to hold such power?
I'm really sorry.
It's okay. It's okay, Turnuk. I take no offense.
And then he sort of pauses. Oh, okay. The sword. You guys can't hear the sword.
Oh, okay.
Sword is talking to you.
Yeah, it asked me if I'm not proud to wield it.
Are you?
I'm really sorry, sword, but I don't really care.
Ooh.
Oh, he being sassy to the sword now. That's never gonna end well.
Oh no, yeah. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Respect your weapon.
Oh.
Why didn't I use a nat 20?
As you kind of say that, there's almost like, you know, that ear piercing ring that, like, you know, makes your head hurt. It's basically like that rattling in your head. You take 6 points of psychic damage.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
That looks painful. Are you okay, my friend?
I imagine a little bit of blood comes out like his ear or something, just runs down
Oh.
his cheek.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
That's okay.
And the sword said,
You don't have to give us a sword. So just keep the sword. It's okay.
yeah, you hear the sword Turnuk say,
I just take steps back and I give it a trench coat.
okay.
A sword is cuckoo, cuckoo.
I'd just much rather hold my husband.
I wonder if he thinks the sword is his husband.
She's going to just whisper to Carl and Vikander.
That is
I don't
weird,
So
but
as you cover
be.
the sword, Turnuk, you hear the sword say, I let you off easy that time. Come now. Show me you are worthy.
He doesn't respond. He just sort of like wraps the sword in the coat sort of thing so that he can hold it in the middle, almost like a makeshift sort of bag. Like just sort of folds it over a bit.
Okay, so you managed to do that just fine. You're now holding a sword in a coat bag.
I will open the doors of the church.
Yeah, it opens up easily, creaks a little bit with its age. And you are in the church. There is no real second floor, it's just large open space. Even with this, it still seems dark a little bit. There are a few windows, some torches, but there seems to be this kind of hush over it. Pews on either side of this pathway leading to the front, where you see a man kneeling in prayer in front of an altar.
Do we recognize this person? Have we ever seen them
No.
before? Okay.
No, you haven't seen him before.
There's only one
Alright.
person in here.
Yeah, there's one man. It's kind of balding from what you can see from the back, dressed in the same vestments as the man that you saw earlier. and he seems to be deep within prayer as you first open the door.
I quickly cast a spell.
Okay, what are you casting?
Detect magic.
Okay. Make me a stealth or sleight of hand check to see if you can
Okay,
do it quietly.
sure. I roll 15.
Yeah, so you just managed to mutter under your breath as you cast this spell. With detect magic, you were pinging stuff below you.
Ooh.
Couple of spots below you.
I whisper to my friends, I say, magical auras are below. Something is below.
A dangerous magic or?
I can't tell through the stone floor.
Mm,
All I know is magic is below. Be aware.
I see.
Are there stairs? Excuse me, are there stairs?
You call out, and your voice echoes in this mostly empty church as the man who was kneeling in prayer at the end by the altar kind of raises his head. And he slowly gets up and slowly turns with purpose. You see middle-aged human man, again, balding. He, although from the back his vestments seem the same as the others, at the front you can tell it's a few more trinkets and stuff that show that he's probably of a higher rank. And he kind of surveys all of you at the other end of this church. It depends on what you are looking for.
Hello. Good day. We are travelers, and we have heard many legends from this brotherhood of Ulrich that they were able to vanquish evil from this land. And we have come here to learn about your prowess and your actions to purify this place. We also seek to destroy evil, and we would like to learn from you.
Precisely.
He kind of nods. He doesn't have that same kind of coldness of the other priest that you saw, but he definitely holds himself with purpose and importance. As he kind of slowly walks towards all of you, and she kind of beckons all of you closer.
You are Father Darovich?
Indeed, I am.
We've heard of you. And you're,
Popular man.
yes, your popularity in this land.
You flatter me so. Come now. And she kind of gestures you to one of the pews to sit. They're backless, so they're basically just benches. So you could face each other if you wanted. As he seats himself down. So, you're looking to get information.
Yes.
Carl trumps over. He's in his scale mail. He has a big black beard, but he doesn't sit down. He stays standing on his solid, stubby legs.
I take his offering and I do sit.
I will also awkwardly just kind of sit following Vikanda's lead, just like,
Come.
I want to lift a curse.
Yes.
And he kind of says, A curse, you say?
Yeah.
It sounds like a very powerful curse indeed.
Of what kind?
He looks at Vikander nervously.
Yes, right. So evil has fallen in the town from where we come from, and we are trying to root it out, like you did here. And the legend has spread all over the land of these actions you have been doing, and we were trying to learn because we are not as powerful as you seem to be here. Uh, is there any? Is there a power? Is there a way to lift curses? And if you could teach us.
He kind of nods. Power comes from belief.
I see, yes, of course.
So if I believe extra strong, I will get extra power.
Well, it is not just to believe, it is to act with your belief in everything that you do.
Oh. So if I do this, and she's gonna close her eyes like really hard and be like, believe, 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 believe. Does anything happen?
Not that I can notice.
What are we supposed to?
I
It
could
works.
swear I got a foot taller, at least an inch.
What are we supposed to believe in?
Believe in the gods. For us, it is Alec.
But there's so many.
I don't know. It's not working. I'm not getting any power.
I tend to place my belief in that which I can see and understand, to observe. We're searching for the history of this place as well, as my friend was saying, how you were able to drive out this evil of this ancient lord.
Yes, they speak of a dark lord. Who was him?
He kind of gets even a little more somber as you talk about, Dark Lord. And he says, I do not wish to speak his name within these grounds.
I understand, yes. Very understandable, yes. Is there I don't know, perhaps books we could borrow to learn from your story and what they did here?
Oh yes, books. Books will be very handy.
You can make me a persuasion check.
Damn.
You got
If
this.
Sooty's like playing along with him on this, would he get an advantage?
Don't forget you have a nat 20 too that you can always use if you need to.
Yeah, but with the advantage of everyone helping, you get the nat 20 anyways.
Hey!
So he kind of again does like a slow survey of all of you. I suppose I can show you our records.
Oh, yes. That would be very, very, very useful for us. Yes, indeed.
You will not be able to take them with you. But...
No, that would not be needed.
And he nods and slowly gets up. If you would, then.
Lead the way.
I stand up. Okay.
He kind of leads you to what you didn't originally notice. There's a door set to the side, and he leads you there, and he takes out a key ring and unlocks the door, opens it, and there's a set of stairs that lead downwards. Leads you down
Is it lit down here or is it dark?
There is some lighting. Again, he's human, so he can't exactly see in the dark.
Right.
So, so she heads all the way, takes you down, and you can feel the chill of, having going underground. And as you get to the landing, you see this probably hundreds of years of records being kept all along shelves. And
Is that older than my great uncle?
So this is kind of like a cellar. It's not like a catacombs or something.
No, it's like a cellar.
Okay.
And just this one room. It's fairly small. You imagine not a lot of people stay down here for very long.
And again, nobody there. It's just this priest.
Just him.
Okay. Oh, you have been very helpful. I'm sorry we were not introduced in the proper way. Your name?
As you may have heard, Father Dahovich.
Ah, so the legends are true, yes. I finally meet you. Well met. Thank you.
And he
Is
says,
my detect magic still active? It lasts 10 minutes. I don't know if 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's still active. You're down here.
Yeah.
There's something beyond the wall.
Oh, that's like a secret wall.
It's either that or somewhere underground, but
Okay.
you're pinging in a direction where it should just
Be a blank wall. Yeah. All right.
wall.
I will go over there surreptitiously. Do. Just sort of walk over there. Do.
Yeah,
And-
your pings that you were getting when you were above ground are definitely beyond this wall.
Cool. Yeah, I will head over to that wall, sort of trying not to draw any attention to myself.
And okay.
I'll investigate it or look at it in terms of its history.
Yep. So you can investigate it. Father Darovich at this point goes, I will be upstairs attending to other business.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
How much time do you think you would need?
I look back to Carl and
A half hour?
Turnuk. That could be enough, yes.
Very well. And he turns and walks up the steps.
I got a 23 on my investigations check.
Very nice. Okay, so as you're kind of surreptitiously kind of just looking at this wall, you definitely see almost difficult with the wood paneling here. There's definitely a little bit of a outline of a door now that you're kind of following the crack.
Come, my friends, look at this. I think I found a secret door.
I come over and try to check it out.
Beyond it is something magical. I'm sure of it.
Oh. Turnuk sort of hefts his hammer. Should we?
Hold on, my friend. This have certain manners to be open, right, Carl?
I mean, maybe he doesn't even know that this is here. Maybe we are doing him a favor by opening this up.
I look back to Turnuk. He really looked like he's gonna knock the wall with the hammer.
So a blacksmith's hammer is slightly longer than a normal hammer, so it's sort of halfway between a sledgehammer and a regular hammer.
Okay.
He's built. Looks like he's been working a forge for quite a while.
He has beautiful muscles.
Rippling pectorals.
I just try to hold him, and I don't want him to start just smashing the stone wall, and the priest knowing about what we're doing right here.
Well, maybe there's a quieter way to open this secret door.
Perhaps we should look forward to this and really search if there's anything in there.
Is there an obvious way to open the door? If not, I'll just sort of push on it.
Yeah, it's kind of just the wood paneling here, so
Great.
no.
So it sort of
Oh.
slide. Oh
Okay.
no. It doesn't
No,
slide
so
or
you're
anything?
kind of you're like there's no really obvious way to open this. It's very it's quite hidden. If you didn't get like
Yeah.
high,
Right.
you wouldn't have never noticed it.
Yeah.
So
Is it hollow? Turnuk knocks on it.
it's hollow.
I mean, I could definitely get through this wall.
Carol, is there a way you can muffle our actions here? Perhaps one of your spells can help us?
Oh man, you're really asking, aren't you?
Oh, you're a very powerful wizard, I know.
Well, yeah, that's true and everything. I mean, yes, you're very right. But yeah, muffling the sound. I don't think I'll be able to help out with that today.
Very bad. Okay. So, second opinions?
Can I do a investigation history check on the wall using my stone cunning and see if there's any weak points that might be able to smash down?
Okay, so you can do me investigation. I'll give you. I'll just lower the DC because you know your stuff around. Yeah, with a 15. Yeah, you can see like whatever's behind it was probably stone, except for this one hollow part. You think if you got right to where the corner is, you could probably weaken that point right there, and it would.
I mean, if I think I could do it quite quietly if I'm careful and calculated with my strikes. It you know, it seems like here could be. I could try.
Is there a door that lead to this chamber?
It's really just stairs. It was the stairs leading down, and then this small room, and then this secret.
It is too
panel
risky, my
door.
friends. It's too risky. I think it will make enough sound that the priest will know that we're doing something here.
Can I do an investigation check to see if I can find like a weak point or like a stone that if you push it in, maybe the whole wall slides?
The actual rogue thing, yeah. So
Yeah. Cool. Do-do-do.
there's no super obvious thing right here. Which means that it's probably triggered somewhere else.
Is there any sort of light, like a torch holder, or any sort of other object in sight?
Okay, so this room is kind of covered with all these shelves with all of these documents. If you had a brief glance, these range from histories to financial papers. This is kind of like where all their documents are kept.
Sooty's gonna just start kind of pulling all the books off the shelves to see if any of them are like a trigger book.
Turnuk,
Like,
Turnuk's gonna go to the stone.
What are you doing?
He's gonna go to the stone and go, achoo! And
Yeah. And in Dwarven, I say to Turnuk, again.
achoo!
Okay.
meanwhile, Sooty's still going like at all of the books, just like this one.
I'll try to go upstairs and see if the priest heard us. I try to go.
So there is a door at the top of the stairs.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll let you know that.
Okay, fine.
So as you sneeze, hit. Roll me a performance check, I guess, to see if you make a convincing sneeze.
Okay.
That was totally a sneeze. And then hammer into this door.
Achoo, bang.
Yeah. No, you managed to kind of. this is probably not the first time you've done this, Turnuk, as like I need to hide something I'm doing.
Yeah, I've messed up this. I've messed up this piece of work. Achoo, achoo. Yeah.
So, yeah, you managed to just kind of chip away enough at the bottom of this corner, right in the perfect spot, and the door kind of not used
Gives
to
in.
opening without the mechanism clicks.
Oh, I'll just wrench it open from there.
Yeah, and it's not that difficult. Like you just kind of pull on it. There's a little bit of resistance, and you can see like around the top there seems to be like string or something attached to something else that you can't see.
Oh.
But
Yeah, I will help Turnuk wrench the door open.
Does that string go taut at all?
no, it's kind of just like as if there's supposed to be something else connecting to it that's supposed to trigger
Okay.
it opening. So you guys with no problem get this door open with a bunch of books now on the floor.
City will use Mage Hand to get the Mage Hand to put all the books back. She's too lazy to do it herself.
And so you kind of see another corridor. This is dark. There is no lighting here. And it seems to kind of, and this is definitely where the ping is deeper within here.
Okay.
Mm.
Hold on, my friends. I want to check if there is any indication of the priest coming back.
Okay, so yeah, you can go up and crack open the door if you want.
What can me and Carl see down the corridor using our dwarven eyes?
What does your dwarf eye see?
What do you know, you see that it seems to be just at the edge of like your vision, seems to be opening into a room.
At this point, I will unsheath my warhammer.
Cool. Vikander, as you go up and you kind of crack open the door and look, she seemed to be back deep in prayer, although there seemed to be another priest that comes up to him, the same one that you bumped into earlier.
Okay. I get back to my friends then.
They seem to start conversation as you head back.
Okay. I tell them that the other priest is now here. We should be careful.
Oh, that guy stinks.
I was not able to smell him, but I suppose.
I mean, I haven't had a change of clothes for a few days. I don't think I can talk.
You have a certain bouquet about you. It is true, Turnuk.
And like there's like blood as well on his clothes.
Oh, Lordy.
And like tears. Like that you're kind of like looking, you're like, okay. Like
Mother of Paylor.
I'm usually better groomed.
I've heard that before.
I sure hope so.
Well, shall we carry on? I don't like being center of attention.
I start moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys head down. Kind of this is like completely dark to you.
There's a point, and I'd say, my friends, I'm not able to go any further. I cannot see anything.
Oh.
I could light up a lantern.
Oh, I guess. Wait.
I have.
What am I on about? I'm an arcane trickster. I can probably use dancing lights.
There you
Nice.
go.
And Isriver awards Sooty an at 20.
Big guys.
Nice.
Isriver for once doing something for me rather than against me in D&D. Thank you, Joe. I'll use dancing lights, my cantrip, to try and light the way. I'll put like a ball in the front, a ball in the middle, and a ball in the back of our group.
Very nice.
Okay, yeah. So there's now these arcane lights surrounding you, which now kind of all of you can now see that there's definitely a room at the end of here.
Everyone loves my balls.
They're very bright, though. That was a shock.
I shock
Shocking balls.
everyone.
And as you continue, you get quite quickly into this room. Large stone walls. It's cold here, like colder than you would imagine. Your detect magic, it's just fading out now,
Yes.
but whatever it is there as you look into the center of the room.
Am
And
I
there's
seeing my
this-
breath? Is it as so cold I can see like my breath? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I put on my scarf another round.
Yeah, the scarf.
It's rather nippy in here. Look,
Yes.
look, I am a dragon. And she
Ice
just
dragon.
breathes so you could see the condensation in the air.
So walking in with the glow, the blue purple look of the light casting upon here, you see a table, a box, stone that sits directly in the center. And as you get closer, you're like, no, that's not a table, a box. That's where somebody is probably buried. Like you guys
Oh.
have been in enough
Ooh.
grave sites. That just
Yes.
seems like it.
I know about that stuff.
That's what we do for a living, sort of. Does it look like that this place is like covered in dust, or that it hasn't been visited in a long time, or does it look like it's visited fairly often? Does it look like it sees a lot of use? Or
There's not a lot of dust from what you
Okay.
can tell. And along the walls, you see a couple of pillars almost, with objects on them. Again, you're kind of like, okay, those were probably the other pings I was getting. You see like a jug or vase. You see what looks like to be a doll, perhaps. You see what looked like maybe to be flowers at some point, but they've been frozen, preserved in some way.
And a cross.
No crosses, actually.
Are you sure?
I am very sure.
Okay.
Turnuk will just sort of glance his eyes over them when there's no cross. He's just going to be looking around the room like, well.
Oh.
I will head towards the sarcophagus or the open
Yeah,
coffin.
it's a sarcophagus.
I'll
It's
head
like
over there.
stone.
Yeah, head in that direction. To look in there.
It definitely has a lid over it. So
Oh, okay.
Be careful, Carl. Remember, many of these are booby trap, so be mindful.
That is true. The more gold, the more the booby trap.
And what do you think, Sooty? Can you see anything?
Ah.
And I guess I'll roll to see if I see anything.
yeah,
I will,
go ahead.
I will aid Sooty if I'm able to.
Investigation or insight?
Investigation.
Oh,
Okay. So, yeah,
what
you look.
does my halfling eye see?
You're noticing that this is much plainer than you would expect a sarcophagus. It's kind of like
Hmm.
in here. It's very plain stone. No carvings of, images, no names.
I'm getting like the Sherlock Holmes thing at the moment. Like the math
Yeah.
is just like coming down. I'm like, there's no carvings on the stones. It's very plain
Yeah.
grave. There's probably no booby traps because this is not a very elaborate grave.
Do we want to
I
look
had
in the
over-
grave?
I hand over my crowbar to Sudi.
Oh, your favorite crowbar?
Yes.
Make me an athletics check.
Athletics check. Okay.
As you try to pry open this heavy stone lid. Yeah, with a 12, you're kind of getting like a crack in it.
Okay.
But you don't quite have enough leverage.
If
I'll
Sooty's-
help her.
If Sooty's struggling, yeah, I'll help too. Just.
If someone just like pushes down the end, is that moment where she's like, I'm very strong.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, again, it's like the leverage is not quite right. Yeah, you're not quite getting it either. Turnuk though gets like you know how these work, and so you kind of just like, oh no, you have to do this angle to better optimize that, and just
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I mean, you guys loosened it, definitely.
Like jam jar.
And so as you creak open this sarcophagus, the grinding of stone against stone as you move it. Are you moving it completely off or just enough to kind of look in?
Enough to take a peek is what I'm tempted to do.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
mean,
so you...
It depends how much Turnuk is helping or how much he's just doing, because Turnuk isn't a half-measured sort of guy. I sort of saw him as helping though, so I imagine Sooty would have control.
You're just helping, so
Yeah.
You managed to slide...
I'm going to get it to a slither where hopefully I might be able to kind of fit a majority of my head in.
Yep.
And I say, let's find that jam.
So you do, and there's almost like a blast of more cold coming from
That's always good.
within the sarcophagus.
Well concealed, well sealed. Very good jam.
And yeah, you managed to get a opening that you think you could probably fit your head into.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
Just hold my ears. Just hold my ears.
I hold
on.
her ears.
Come on, Carl.
She,
We
like-
have done this a lot of times. There's no danger here.
She just wiggles her face in.
Okay, you wiggle your face in.
And she's going to try and examine the body or whatever is in there.
Yeah, okay. So you kind of stick your face in there. It's dark, and even as you bring in a dancing light in there, it's almost like whatever's in here is this swirling darkness.
There's a swirling darkness.
Well,
And
that's
as you
not
kind of
normal.
peek your head in there, I
We
need
like
you to
say
make me
that
a
in
wisdom
tandem.
saving
I'm like, That's not
throw.
normal.
Is it cross-shaped?
No, it's swirly.
Is it a swirling? Is it cross-shaped swirling darkness?
No, looks like normal, just swirls, fractal shapes.
Yeah, so make me a wisdom saving throw.
No!
As your face is in the sarcophagus.
Oh!
So
Not
your
too shabby.
face is, yeah. So as you are kind of like looking at this swirling darkness, it's almost as you're kind of, there's almost like shapes forming out of it. And you're kind of being brought to, your mind is bringing up images of your family. The people who have always looked down upon of you, never helped you. And there's this kind of rising anger, hatred that seems to kind of feel like almost bile at the back of your throat. But you kind of, as you're watching this swell, you shake it off.
It's very negative. It's a very negative tone.
You're right, Sooty.
And Sooty's just gonna wipe like a singular tear, like from her face, and
So
just be like,
We pull you
Totally
up
fine.
we pull you up out, and we see you sort of swiping this tear away. Is that right?
I guess yeah, I probably would have decided to exit at this point, feeling that, but taking no harm, just emotional harm. Just like,
I'm fine. It was a little traumatic for the mind.
Swirling
I would
darkness.
I would not recommend putting your head in there, but you might be able to poke around and find something.
Swirling darkness doesn't sound like something a Church of Light would have in their basement.
But it might be an unholy thing.
You're right.
Hey.
And so then Turnuk will just put his arm in and just have a feel around inside
Oh, no. Oh, no.
there. There might be unholy things. I'll see if there's a cross.
Oh,
Okay.
lordy. Lordy mio, me.
Turnuk looks so confused. That's what you said, right?
It's not what I said.
You gave the double guns. You did the double guns.
So if you stick your hand in there, you're realizing that you're only going to be able to explore maybe a third or a half of it, because the rest is still covered by the lid.
I'll just shoulder the lid out of the way whenever it's in the way.
Okay. So as you're kind of like reaching in,
I mean, if no one's stopping me, I'm just going to carry on investigating.
Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting in your way.
Crazy Uncle Turnuk doing his thing again.
I can't feel anything yet.
no. So first it's just like cold stone, like it almost hurts to touch. And then you feel almost like cold flesh in here.
Ew. That sounds icky.
So it's hard for you to tell what it is, but maybe a face.
Ah!
I think there's just a corpse in here.
Of course, yes.
Of course, it makes sense.
And as you kind of shove this lid out of the way, darkness seems to kind of
Uh-oh.
out.
It gets out.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
the rest of you need to make me wisdom saving throws.
Oh!
But not Turnuk.
Turnuk also
Oh,
has to
I
make
was
a
going to
wisdom.
say, like...
No. Probably not Sooty, because Sooty, you already
Just
dealt
past
with
one.
this.
Oof. I rolled a 1 on the die.
I have a very emotional history.
Okay.
For a total of 4 for me.
Yeah, not one though.
Mm-hmm. That one.
Okay. So all of you again have that kind of moment as the darkness suddenly takes this room, swirling over all of you. Moments of things that remind you of hatred for Vikander, the times that you were belittled, inducted into this bandit group that didn't quite match with what you wanted to do. Think about harsh words. Turnuk, you're thinking back to your time in school, all the times that your fellow students would tease you, pull at your hair, yell at you, call you all sorts of names. Two of you managed to kind of pull yourself out of that feeling of hatred and anger. Carl, can you describe to me the moment that...
Yeah, definitely. So Carl is sort of seeing the swirling darkness, and whereas he's a very sort of not bubbly per se, but jovial personality, and sort of tries to keep things light, and even in this really dark, grim place, he seems to have this dwarven gruffness about him, this toughness. But his face goes sallow, all of his muscles go slack, and his eyes gloss over as he seems to be looking internally. And he's remembering how he betrayed his clan and betrayed his family. He's remembering all of the times that he dealt behind his family's back with their enemies and with their rivals to to better his position. He's remembering how he was exiled and forced out of his people for his trespasses, and he is remembering his pain and his loss and his sort of struggle with what is inside of him that makes him do these things. And all of that is crashing down upon his shoulders as he's just sort of just sinking further and further physically down, as he sort of is like collapsing almost to his knees and then onto his hands. So he's almost like in like, you know, almost like a crouching sort of bent over position. And he just is sort of shaking his head back and forth and sort of almost like a mantra or a mumble in Dwarven. He's saying, and for those of you who speak Dwarven, he's basically saying redemption is lost, lost is redemption, redemption is lost, lost is redemption. Sort of saying those things over and over.
Very nice.
Carl, are you okay? What do you mean redemption is lost? Lost is redemption.
I look up. Turnuk, you are so lucky. You have family here. You have love here in Barovia.
I hope so.
Such a thing is more precious than any gem, any gold.
And there's this bitterness you feel,
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, almost like an envy. Like you see that envy in my eyes and in my face as I'm looking at you, Turnuk, that it's like I almost covet what you have. Though maybe not coveting your sort of madness and sort of your disheveled state, as it were. You definitely see that I am envious of you.
Oh, well, I mean, I hope to have Carl, but that's why we're all here, because that's in danger right now. Are you sure you're okay?
This land slowly destroys all of us who are trapped here. I've been here now for decades. I do not seek to be okay, Turnuk, for I will never find that here. Only ale and more knowledge. As I look over to Vikander, and sort of my face brightens as like this man has given me some sort of purpose in life, almost like, even if it is just like we're like looting, you know, cemeteries, or we're going around finding out information. It seems like it's almost like a lifeline. And I take my flask and I sort of give Vikander like a cheers, a salute, as I sort of get back up to my feet. And I say, we must find this sliver, the sliver that you're searching for Istros' safe.
This is definitely not normal for Carl. I mean, for all the time I've been with him, this is out of character, I would guess. I have not seen him this emotional before.
Yeah, he tries to have this jovial look about him, so this is a little odd.
Okay. I'm kind of startled, both emotionally shattered just because of the experience I just had, but just hearing him out, I was like, this place is really creeping into us. There's something bad. This is not normal.
And some of this darkness seems to disperse, almost as if it goes upwards and through the ceiling.
Whoa!
Some of it still
Ah.
is in here and seems to kind of settle back into the sarcophagus, where now that it's open enough and now there's less of this dark, you see a body lying there, absolutely pale, oddly preserved, just, you know, unless it looks like this person may have only been here for a couple weeks, maybe.
Has the inky energy gone up into the church, we think, or somewhere else, or we're not sure? We're not.
It went up.
Okay.
And yeah, within this kind of remaining world, you kind of see, just the head kind of peeking out into bits of the clothes. A man, yeah, as again, like alabaster almost skin. And he seems to be wearing religious vestments. Kind of similar to the one that Father Dorovich and his brotherhood is wearing, except maybe a little more archaic.
And a cross?
No.
Is there any holy symbol in there, like the one we saw at the entrance, or is he not wearing anything at all?
So if you kind of look, so she's wearing, again, the robes and stuff. You see there's like a chain, but there's nothing there.
Mm.
Ooh.
Almost as if somebody took whatever was lying on that chain.
Okay. All right. Well, it's definitely not normal to see someone so well preserved for a corpse. Maybe there is something magical. Is this the magical that you were feeling earlier on, Carl?
It was definitely inside this sarcophagi, but I'm not sure anymore what it was exactly.
Maybe it was the darkness, or maybe something else.
Does it look like there are any items inside the sarcophagus with the corpse?
No, there were a couple of items on pillars around the room, but nothing within. The only thing that you would imagine would have been on him was whatever was on that chain that's not there anymore.
Not there anymore.
Maybe they took the things off him and put them around the room. Turnuk will go and look in a vase.
All of these are possible things. And she also starts looking in like any other objects around the room.
So does Carl. He starts looking at the other objects.
Okay. So are you going to close up the sarcophagus? Or are you going to keep it open?
No, gonna keep it open, I think. It's already done the harm it would, right? Right?
Close the what now?
Do we have any idea what this dark energy, this inky energy was? Do we have any clue what this
You can roll me an Arcana check.
Sure, I would love to do that. How about a 14 for you?
Okay. This is some dark magic. This is probably, considering what effect it had on you, enchantments probably laced with something dark, which is not unusual in these lands, but you don't usually get a first-hand glimpse.
If we've unleashed something, then we're responsible for it. We should maybe check upstairs.
Very well.
Okay, well, just quickly check the objects. There might be a cross.
Oh, you think I'm going to give it to you that so easily?
I don't. Turnuk does.
So
there's always hope.
The vase that you're looking at now is, okay, it's not a vase, it's a urn. Ashes in here. You look at the second item, was the children's doll. This has dust on it, hasn't been touched in a while. Made out of straw and string. Well loved, you imagined, in its time. Third item is again a set of frozen flowers, almost. And this definitely, if you look at the pillar, the newest of them.
Well, for Vikander, there is nothing very interesting to loot, so he won't take them.
Neither. None of this will get me very much gold.
No.
So we continue onwards. To where?
There's nothing really else. You
It's
imagine
a closed chamber? Okay.
Yep. I'm more interested to go back upstairs, and so I'm sort of like making my way towards the exit of the secret room and then towards the stairs, I think.
Okay.
Are you attempting to fix up anything? You know, put the lid back on the sarcophagus.
Sooty would probably have been forgetful enough to not bother doing that, in all honesty. As much as I'd like to think she covered all of her tracks. Nah, no, probably not.
Yeah, Carl isn't forgetful. He's more worried about what's been unleashed, and so he's not so concerned about putting sarcophagus back in place or the lid back in place. He's more concerned about finding out what is happening.
He just wants to make sure he can go back.
Yeah.
If he wants to go back.
So far, Turnuk's analysis of things doesn't include whether they're closed or not. It's just potentially has a cross or doesn't have a cross. So.
Yes,
Okay.
and Vikander usually doesn't, put the bodies back in where he starts looting. So, nope. I'll leave
Okay.
the lid open.
So, you just head out back into the records room. You imagine you've been here just about 20 or so minutes. And you can head back up the stairs. And if you open up the door, you see Father Derevich as if she was just about to open the door.
Oh.
Oh,
That
hello.
was faster than I expected.
We pay our respects very fast.
You have gotten all of the information then?
Speed reader.
Yeah, not that much. Perhaps we might make another visit later on. There are some very interesting information in your scrolls and books, but we need to make records of our own and, match notes. So we're probably getting out. We got what we need right now.
Everything
guys?
he said. Yes, agreed. Totally agreed. Cross my heart, hope to die.
He kind of nods.
Requiescen Paylor.
Yeah, he nods. Says, very well. If you are looking to come back, you are welcome here. As long as you are respectful.
Thank you. Yes, of course. Yes.
You have very friendly voice. Very non-intimidating, not creepy at all voice.
There was a darkness down below. What was it?
Is everything okay up here?
Anime
it
girl.
came up here.
A darkness, you say?
Yes, I felt its presence.
A swirly darkness that was not like an unholy cross.
He kind of furrows his eyebrows. That is strange, indeed.
Strange things happen to us. We just are lousy with strange stuff.
It happens, Everybody's got that members of the family.
And he kind of smiles, but it doesn't quite reach his eye.
Oh.
Honk.
And just before he's about to say something, the church doors slam open.
Oh.
And you see a very, again, out of breath, the priest that you saw earlier.
Okay.
And she kind of said, Father Derevich, We found her.
Thank goodness you found her. She was missing.
And Father Derevich turns his attention completely away from you guys and just starts marching forward. And as you now hear the church door open, the sound of shouting and a crackling fire is definitely heard.
Oh, is it time for some more food? Are they gonna have a barbecue?
I think she refers to our friend, or the person
Brianna.
we met under. Yes, her.
Does she have a good recipe?
That fool, I told her to run.
Yes.
And I sort of will head outside, I guess, too, and follow the father.
Yeah, Father Derevich walks with quick purpose. She maintains this kind of regal look about him, but she's definitely going quickly. And as you exit, yeah.
Just for the record, did we close the secret door just to make sure? We did not. Nor the door, nor the lid on the tomb.
Nope.
Okay. All right. I'll go out of the church, but I'll be the last one.
Yeah, so as you exit out, just down the hill into the town square, you see, crowds of people, larger than the 20 that you saw. About 30 or so, and they seem to be setting up the fire. As a few of them, maybe 5 of them, are holding on to Brianna, who is screaming.
She did not take our advice at all.
She looks like she looks disheveled, like her clothes have been torn either by people or by something else. And Father Derevich kind of straightens himself and fixes the holy symbol on his neck. Takes a deep breath in and just walks down the hill. And
they got it. Yes. It's definitely her. Oh, well.
Well, if he's about to do what I think he's about to do, wouldn't that make this kind of an unholy cross that we need?
I need that.
I'm at Father Derevich's side, and I'm saying, there's been some sort of mistake. This woman is no witch. She has no magical power whatsoever.
he doesn't break stride as you say this, and he just says, "You know her, then?"
Yes. We ran into her on our way into town. She helped us.
She helped you now.
Directions, just very simple, like, this is where this is, this is where this is, this is where this is. It was nothing magical at all.
So you were lying when you said you hadn't seen her.
Well, we didn't know her name. We just knew the face. And, you can't help if you know a face versus a name. That's a very different thing.
Father Derevich stops and he turns. And what's to say you are not her accomplices?
I don't even know what that word means. Oh. I'm just a mere child of ill-educated age.
Oh.
My warhammer will say different. Do not test me, Father.
I see where this is going.
Simon, is she like on the stake sort of thing? Like,
she is being held as they are setting everything up. She is already bound.
I mean, I don't. Why is she tied? Where's all the meat and pork and?
They mean to burn her at the stake, Turnuk.
You mean he really likes burnt steak? Don't make any assumptions.
Oh no. No, you can't do that. That's wrong.
And who are you to say? He's definitely like narrowed his eyes at all of you.
I would like to try and persuade them that Turnuk is like royal. And therefore he actually gets to control part of the religious laws of the land. That kind of jazz.
He's an emissary of Strahd.
That feels a little more like a deception check than a persuasion check.
Like, this is Prince Turnuk.
Yeah.
Prince Turnuk of Karak.
Mm.
And Prince Turnuk of Karak, he has final say over all witchy burnings. Some witchy burnings are useful witchy burnings. Some witchy burnings are not so useful witchy burnings. Sometimes you could really use that witch in the royal circle of advisories against the other witchy burnings.
What?
You have your good magics and you have your brat magics. Basically, the prince gets to decide what are the good magics and who are the bad magics.
Okay, make me a deception check.
I'd like to use one of my nat 20s.
Father Derevich narrows his eyes. I do not know what royalty he is of, but in this town and in these lands is the Brotherhood of Alex jurisdiction.
Oh.
If he wishes to help the trial, then he may. But make no mistake. This is what we do.
So you mean
just gonna
you're gonna-
nudge Turnuk forward, like, okay, you go now. I give you platform now. You go.
Burning people is bad.
Yeah!
Because then they die.
Then they die.
And that's not nice. Because
Not nice at all.
Well, I suppose that if you're going to burn her, at least shouldn't there be a fair trial to see if she's truly guilty of whatever you're accusing her for?
Fair trial.
Sooty's like just playing hype man, basically, in the background at this point. Yeah, what? Okay, kind of thing moment.
There will be a trial
Trial.
if you wish to help adjudicate. I could permit that.
I look back to Carl. He pretty knows that I'm really not. I'll probably wash my hands, so I'll let him take the decision.
I look to my compatriots and I say, there are more important things to worry about.
Can I that your cross looks really interesting.
Yeah, so he kind of fixed it so it's like a cross and you see like the holy symbol in the center, engraved in black, almost like if somebody, burned the wood.
And do you use that cross to burn people?
Not to burn per se, but to perform any of the rites needed.
Do you think that would make it an unholy cross?
There are other concerns, like the sarcophagus we found in the basement of your church, and the dark energy that was within it, and that dark energy which has been released.
Yeah, okay. But do you think it's unholy?
We can make sure to do other things later that will ensure its unholiness. I mean, what?
I beseech you, Father. There are more important things.
At this point, he definitely... You've lost him. You have whatever trust, whatever uneasy trust he had, gone. I see. That is unfortunate. And before you even realize you were surrounded by a couple
mob
of the priests and whatever other mob you do not see. And he says, I suppose there's time for more than one burning today. And he just turns on his heel and continues walking down the hill. You are surrounded by a mob carrying, torches.
These are all villagers, I suppose.
Mostly villagers. The priests you notice are carrying weapons, swords.
Okay.
On them. And
So if their intention is if they are trying to attack, I'll definitely defend myself if I need to.
Yeah, they're not trying to attack per se, but they definitely have closed in on you guys. So you're completely surrounded and you're pretty much pushed up against each other. And they kind of start marching you down towards the town square.
Oh, Carl, you got us back in trouble again.
I thought honesty was the best policy at this juncture.
I swear to Paylor on everything.
And Turnuk, as you're kind of within this kind of claustrophobia of being around people, like, you don't particularly like this. This gives you the same feelings as when you would get surrounded by your bullies, surrounded by people who would hurt you. And you're kind of getting that feeling that you want to just retreat into yourself. So as you are all marched down, you can see that the flames of this fire is now rising up high. With still like a little bit of a pathway for them to do their business of getting.
Where is the woman?
She is not that far away. She is again surrounded by maybe 5 people. Bound up.
So she has not been put on the stake either.
Not yet.
Okay.
They've been getting the fire ready essentially.
And we still have our weapons, right? It's not like they've taken them from
us.
Yeah.
You can see a couple of the villagers are like looking nervously at the weapons and looking nervously at the priests, but they kind of straighten themselves up.
Yeah, the moment any of the priests get near and try to grab me or something, I'll pull out the 2 swords.
Yeah, I'm bellowing at them saying, keep your distance. We don't wish to hurt you, but we will to defend ourselves.
Bullying is wrong.
What they said. Repetition.
And I'll sort of drop the coat and draw the dark bleeding sword.
They all kind of like, take a half a step back. Clear, like, fear instilled in them by years of superstition. As they see this dark black sword that seems to just be bleeding. And at seeing the villagers' hesitance, the priest, the two priests that are with them, says, "You must hold steady." Pork, yes. You guys can make me an intimidate check if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I got a 7.
Ah.
Okay, this is kind of like a group thing. Yeah, okay. The village, most of the villagers kind of straighten themselves up again and seem to be like holding their torches like in front of them to like keep you guys at a distance.
Okay, so I take out the swords.
Yeah.
I start pointing at them, and I try to get near. Do they open space, or do they stand firm?
Some of them actually kind of back up a little bit, but there's like a couple that stand firm.
Villagers or the priests?
Priest and villager.
Okay.
And the priest pulls out his sword as well. And
All right, I had enough. Just let me go. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Let me get through, or else.
I don't like hurting people.
I can kick shins really hard.
This is the priest that you have seen before. Says, "I cannot do that."
So basically, he's challenging me.
He's not letting you through, is what's happening.
Oh,
Yeah,
buddy. Oh, buddy.
I stand just in front of him and I say, "Move, or else."
Oh. Yeah, or else.
Make one more intimidation check.
Ooh.
You do have a nat 20. I will be
Go,
kind and remind you
Vikander.
that.
Vikander, go. Go, Vikander, go, Vikander, go.
Nope. He brings the sword up
Oh, no, Vikander.
Oh no, we got this.
and places it just here upon your shoulder.
Oh, no. I don't think
Feel
this is
that
knighthood.
The coldness of the metal just a little too close. Says, "I believe it would be wise if you decided to go for the trial rather than the immediate execution."
I just look at the sword. I'm getting pretty angry about this. I just look back to Carl and Turnuk. What did they do?
Turnuk is looking around to see if he can see that main priest.
Father Darvich is kind of going through the gaps of people. It's definitely down the hill at this point. You guys are kind of like halfway up when you had that conversation. When he has managed to get his way all the way down.
But is he walking towards us, or is he walking towards the?
He's walking away towards the
woman.
Yeah, towards the where everything's happening, and he seems to be giving orders.
Turnuk's probably just going to try and walk to him. Like, despite all of the people and torches and everything in the way, Turnuk's just going to, like, A, this will get him out of the situation, which he doesn't like, and B, he can talk to him about that unholy cross. This is a win-win. So he's just going to, like, with the great big sword, just, excuse me, and just, like...
Carl also has his warhammer in his hands, and he seems to be sort of nervously grasping it. His eyes are wide, his mouth is sort of fixed in a line. It definitely looks like he's ready to fight, like he's getting ready to fight. It's more that he's like looking around at how many people are here. There's a lot of people here. And so he's like, if this is going to go down, he's ready to do that, but he's not going to make the first move, if that makes any sense, until like something really crazy happens. He's been sort of like been okay to be sort of jostled and pushed down the hill by the crowd, as long as they're sort of keeping their distance and not trying to take any of him or his party's gear. But he knows Vikander fairly well, and he knows never to challenge Vikander. And if Vikander throws down the challenge, he backs Vikander up. So he basically gives him the nod. Like, if this is going to be on, like, I'm ready.
So I talk back to the priest and say, I have seen a lot of times in the past. I'm not proud of it. I have killed people. I'm not willing to do that again. But if you push me one more time, I will end you. Now, step aside and let me pass.
Okay. I am going to make a roll. Okay, so as you are very close to each other, essentially, you watch as, that coldness, and as you're looking into his face, almost like a glimpse of dark passes through his eye, and he kind of blinks, and what used to be, dark black iris is now brown. And he kind of looks confused for a second.
Hold on. Did I actually see that?
Yeah, you caught that because you're close enough to him to notice that. And he,
Holy shit.
And he
Okay.
kind of looks, he looks a little confused. And he puts away his sword. Very well. And he steps aside, and some of the villagers look to each other and look confused.
I want to do a perception check. Is this you said like darkness around people? Do I see that in the other villagers?
You can make me a perception check.
Nice.
Ugh.
Or not.
They're too far away. It's like there's the glint of like torchlight and stuff as you're trying to like catch their eyes.
Okay. I talk back to the party and say, very well, they're letting us go. Come, Carl. Come, Suti.
I follow.
As Carl just passes me, I just grab him and I whisper to him, there is definitely something evil happening here. It's as the very darkness are taking the heart of these men. I saw something, Carl. I saw something.
This is relevant information. Donovan Fry donates to give Kienna a nat 1 to use whenever she likes against a player character.
Oh!
Thanks, Don.
Oh!
Oh no!
Well, that'll be interesting. Carl looks back at Vikander and says, "Possession. Maybe they're possessed."
It could be. It could be. There was definitely something in there.
We must speak with with Father Darovich right away.
Okay.
And I'm definitely trying to push my way down there towards.
So they kind of like look at the priest in confusion, but they let all of you pass, as he seems to kind of just be like, again, confusion, worry.
So let me get this straight. They changed their demeanor.
Yes,
so
he definitely.
They were like.
He changed his demeanor. The villagers seem to be listening to the priest.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he says, "Okay, you guys can go," the villagers are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay.
Okay.
So you guys can head down the hill, and you're starting to see that there might have been a conversation, might have been a mock trial, but the trial's a mockery of a trial, as there is no defendant, and you see Brianna getting hauled up through the little section where there is no fire to the stake.
Okay.
You see her getting.
I guess Turnuk's sort of leading the way down. He'll sort of turn back to people and be like, I'm sorry, but I have to do unholy things anyway. And he'll break into a run towards the priest.
Ah! I'm also running towards the priest. Running after Turnuk.
I will run out to Brianna and see if I can maybe, if she's already been tied up by the time I get there, loosen the tyings or get her out of the situation she's currently in.
Okay. I'll follow Carl.
Okay, so there's the three of you are breaking it towards the priest, and the other is trying to get to the pyre. Okay, so we'll split that way. So she is by the time you get down there, she is up pretty much against the stake, just the last of the ties being done. From where you are coming at it, though, you're going to have to go through the fire to get to her.
I would like to acrobatic jump over the fire with the most elaborate Cirque du Soleil kind of skills.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check.
Yay!
All right. Acrobatics check.
Jesus!
Nice one. Very well.
You manage to, as you take off, you jump off one of the villagers around here, and you just into the air, and you can feel the heat coming off of this fire, but you manage to just avoid it.
Tens across the board.
As you land on the unlit wood right next to the stake, next to Brianna, as her eyes widen, or her eye widen as the other is scarred shut.
I would like to try and untie her.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah. She looks at the other side. What are you doing here?
We are making elaborate escape plan. Be prepared to run for life.
She kind of looks around nervously, but she gives you a gratuitous thing, like a gratitude nod. And she, you manage to be just in the position where they can't exactly see you, and that you're doing this.
And very little.
You are very little. So Turnuk leading the way, the other two trailing behind him as he books it towards this priest.
As Turnuk is running, he's going to probably lift the blade above his head and whisper Isteros to himself. Isteros. As he activates his fighting spirit.
Okay.
And he's going to charge into the priest back and try and stab him in the back as hard as he can.
No, Turnuk! No! I'm yelling.
No.
All right. So,
This is
how
not
about we
going to
roll
end
some
well.
initiative then, shall we?
Whoa!
Ah!
Oh, shit.
Can I use a nat
All right.
20 on my initiative?
Oh.
You can if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And Carl got a mighty 12.
All right. So it's Turnuk, and then Father Darovich and the mob.
Oh, good.
And then it's Carl, and then Sooty, and then okay. So Turnuk, and this is basically a surprise round as he is not expecting a dwarf to suddenly come up on him. So basically you get 2 rounds, Turnuk. I'll give the surprise to you because you're the instigator in this.
I would like to ram my blade into his back, through his back rib, so that it comes through the front. To do this, I'm going to try and make sure, so I'm going to overkill it. I'm going to use a nat 20 on the initial attack.
Oh.
my extra attack is I'm going to be twist it as it goes in, and I'll action surge to run with it and twist some more.
Okay.
Alpha strike.
So roll me that damage, I guess.
So if I called that one the nat 20, we need another 2d6 and another 2d8 on that.
Okay.
Then this would be the turn of the blade.
Yep.
The charging deeper stab. And then another twist as I bear him into the ground, I guess.
Yeah, you just... There is nothing that could stop this as you just... It's almost... No, it feels like you cut through nothing as you ram through him. But there's definitely the feel as you turn of that bone and flesh moving and crunching underneath the blade as you just... And Father Dervish lets out a cry of pain that is quickly silenced as your second jab punctures straight through what you imagine his lungs, his heart. And you push him to the ground.
At this point, I think that Turnuk is not that good as we thought he was. He just murdered, cold-blooded, the priest.
And as you pull out your sword, the force of it kind of rolls Father Dervish onto his back, blood just oozing out onto the cobble.
That's not good.
And onto the cross.
Oh yeah, the cross is...
Which, if you will allow as a bonus action, I'll just reach down and pick up.
I would tell you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, but that's a nat 1 for you, isn't it?
I guess it is.
Oh.
I want you to describe
Lordy.
what is the moment that fills Turnuk with the most amount of hate he has ever felt in his life.
It would have been it's a difficult one. He doesn't hate a lot of things, but it almost certainly would have been something to do with Isteros. It would have been the time that perhaps someone stood in the way of Isteros's dreams or something like that, and felt so powerless to try and do anything about it because he never understood the stuff that Isteros did. Isteros did magic, and he was clever, and he did stuff, and Turnuk just made swords.
As you hold this cross, you guys watch as the little black symbol on it seems to whoosh out with this black inky energy that you saw earlier. And just seems to totally encompass Turnuk. Turnuk, there may be no moment that you remember of hating someone else, but there have been moments where you have hated yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what gets pulled from you. This self-loathing.
Oh, yeah, especially at this moment in time, looking down at that priest that he's just brutally murdered. There's a lot of self-loathing going on right now.
And you don't know what to do with this. The last time that you ever felt this, you almost hurt yourself. Almost thought about taking your own life. But this dark energy tells you, no. You're not going to hurt yourself. And you hear this kind of combo of this voice that you don't know. The voice of Ishtaris. And the voice of the sword, as they all three of them seem to, in a chorus, say, all you can do is hurt others.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that really cuts deep.
You have a urge to lash out. Turnuk.
Can I fight it?
You can make me another wisdom saving throw.
So, for everyone else, Turnuk has always been dumb and strong, and he's always been very careful around other people, and he's always been scared of hurting them. Like, from a young age, he realized he was stronger than the other boys, even though they were bigger than him.
Now the 16 DC.
Who am I attacking?
I think the closest people around you are either going to be your friends or the villagers.
Ah, I was far away from very beginning.
Yeah, you were far away, City. You were still undoing the bindings.
So I guess just putting myself in Turnuk's head right now as he looks around with the red mist descending over his eyes, I'm guessing, having just brutally murdered a priest, the villagers are backing up, whereas Carl will be rushing towards him, perhaps with a shocked look on his face.
Yep.
So I guess he'll turn and lash at Carl. Do I need to
Armor
make
class is 14.
Um, 21?
That's
10
21
slashing.
points.
Yep, you totally cut right into me.
10 slashing, 11 necrotic. And
Carl, no! No!
I guess
What
you'll
are you doing?
As he does this, the blade will sort of glow a little bit, and you'll see some of the energy of Carl sort of restore Turnuk.
Yeah, it's as the blade sort of cuts through me, I cry out, and this energy is almost like drawn from my body into the blade as Turnuk is sort of regains his vitality. 21 damage definitely bloodies me. I'm below half hit points for sure as I sort of like try to block with my hammer, but I'm just totally taken by surprise by this and sort of bashed backwards. Whose turn is it in the initiative?
It would have been Father Dorich, but he's
He's
so
busy.
very, very dead.
He's messy.
And the mob is backing away. And Vikander, as you look around, you see that kind of darkness again in their eyes, kind of.
Of whom? Of the villagers?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you watch it, now you're able actually to trace the energy, and the energy seems to go towards Turnuk, as if returning to home.
Okay. No, I just saw brutally attacking my partner. That's
He also did that. So
that's not good. That's
Das ist nicht gut.
that
Nicht
is bad
gut.
times.
Nicht
So before we get to you, it's Carl's turn actually, as you just
Okay.
get carved into.
Okay, cool.
Carved into.
Heyo. Turnuk attacks me. It's pretty clear though that he has like wild eyes, right? It's not like he's in his right mind, or
He will look so hurt and sad as he tears into you.
Yeah, and as he tears into you with the sword in one hand and the cross in the other, you see that kind of dark, inky energy is kind of swirling around Turnuk as you look into his eyes, as he looks at you with anger and sadness. They are black.
completely black.
as I basically my speed is arrested as it's almost like he clotheslines me and I sort of fall back on my back as I fall backwards, obviously. I sort of hit the ground and I'm trying to get up and I look over at Turnuk and I say, "Do you hurt everyone around you?" As I'm sort of like trying to get to my feet. And I sort of brandished my warhammer and I said, I embraced you as a brother when we first met. What is this? Is Staros even a real person? Has anything you've ever said been true?
Can I respond right
like,
now? Can I respond at all?
Of course.
I don't know. You're muted, Kiana.
Yes. Yeah, respond.
Respond. Okay.
You can, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
He just, I guess, tears would just stream down his face as he says, "I'm sorry."
You
And
can't hurt Carl.
Also, Schlier, thank you for the donation. Nat 20 for Madame.
Ah.
thank you. And I sort of, I'm very wary as I say, you are cursed, my friend. You are cursed. And I will use my turn to basically double move. I will dash back towards the church. Am I noticing that the inky energy is heading towards the church?
Oh no, it's not heading towards the church. It's heading towards Turnuk and the cross.
Oh, got it. Okay. Awesome. If that is the case, then I think what I'm going to attempt to do is strike the cross. That's what I will attempt to do. I'll attempt to
Okay,
strike
you
the
can make
cross.
me an attack roll then.
I will use my nat 20 at this point in time.
Okay, so roll me that damage then.
You got it.
This is probably going to hurt Turnuk as well because he is holding it.
That makes perfect sense. I'll be doing 20 points of damage to him.
Okay.
Dude.
So Turnuk, you feel this sudden force just slam into your hand, and you feel like probably something broke in there. But the cross in your hand just kind of shatters into splinters.
Free yourself, my brother.
And as it does, as you are pretty much taken to the ground with just this force just coming from your hand, your arm, and you are kind of taken back. There's still kind of this cloud of darkness, but it's not clinging as closely to Turnuk as it was. As it kind of leaves, the darkness leaves his eyes. Your mind is just all too aware of what you had just done, Turnuk. Your hand screaming out in pain.
I drop everything. Drop the sword, drop everything. Rush. Well, look to rush towards Carl, then eye him warily.
I won't let him.
Seeing began to step forward, I guess. Are you just barring my path, or
No.
you attacking?
Is it my turn?
It's Sooty's turn, which I'm assuming she's still untying or finishing untying.
Yeah, finishing untying Brianna.
Yeah, so
If
you
I-
managed to finish that just fine.
Cool. And I guess as my final movement, I will leap over the fire again to be in near as close to Carl as possible.
Yeah, Brianna will try to follow you. Okay. It is your turn now.
Okay. So I saw this dwarf brutally murder a priest and then hit my partner in crime, but still my partner. I mean, and even though he just leaves everything away and I get the impression that he's getting near him, I'm just completely pissed off. I'm very angry. This unknown dwarf that we offer help. It's clearly a madman. So I'll run straight to him. I'll try to shield Carl. Try to intercept him before getting to Carl, and I will attack him.
You can roll me that attack.
So I'm wielding 2 short swords.
Okay.
So I'll make 2 attacks.
Yep.
I also have the 2-weapon fighting ability.
Yeah, 2-weapon fighting. Yeah.
So let's see. That's 1.
What is your AC, Turnuk?
Currently 16.
Okay.
I'm not making much move to defend myself, but I guess that'd be my chainmail.
That would be a chainmail.
Yeah.
Okay. So that doesn't get through. gets the second one.
Yup.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you can roll damage by in the chat box itself where you just rolled it. Just click the short sword right hand. Right below the numbers. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So you don't cut too deeply into him, but you definitely manage to get past the chain
All right.
and
And
draw blood.
in a blind rage of trying to understand what's happening, I will consume a action search, and I will attack him again.
Oh,
Go ahead. Yep, that hits.
Ah, yeah, that hits. Yep. Okay. Yep.
And I start yelling at him, "Get away from him, madman! Get away from us!"
And Turnuk will be backing up. He's wounded. He gathers the. He'll like hurriedly try and gather the cross,
Take it.
leaving the
Take
sword,
it. Go away.
and he
We
will
don't want anything to do with you.
just be trying to run if there's an opportunity.
Yeah, nobody's in your way. You can see the villagers are looking confused and horrified as they just back away. As
Run
you
away,
just-
bastard! Run away!
As you run off. The rest of you are surrounded by confused villagers who don't exactly remember what they've been doing for the past few days. Just remember that Father Dorovich found a new artifact, and that was about what they could remember of the past time. It's been a haze of darkness for them.
Okay.
And Brianna is fine. She's extremely grateful to you, City, for having rescued her. And they do reparations as best they can to what they have done to you guys. And this is certainly not the end of your story, as it's just another stop on the road for you, as you are likely off and away to find more graves, have more adventures. And before we end today, we follow Turnuk as he rushes out of the town, out into the fields that barely live in these desecrated grounds. And
As he runs, at some point when he's running out of energy, he's gonna probably fall to the ground, and I'd like to call it sob or cry, but it doesn't sound like that. It's more the sound of a person just pain that just escapes his body.
the whale.
Yeah, the voiceless wail. As he sort of sits, looks at his hand, he's completely dropped the two-handed sword. He didn't even stop to pick it up. He's gone. And it'll take him a while to collect himself before he begins running, searching for either Rictavio's place or the mist to take him there.
And as you stand up again from just all you could express was pain, as you stand up again, the mists slowly start closing in on you. And there is a voice. And it says, in Istris's voice, "I'll be okay. I trust you." And that, my friends, is where we end our adventures
Wow. Well done. Well done. That was awesome.
Scrat, I
Wow.
hand the reins over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Kieran.
Well, that went places I didn't expect it to. So let's immediately go round whilst I collect myself. So Joaquin, Say it right? Said it right?
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. Nice.
Thank you. This is your chance, guys, to tell us about yourselves. Tell us about where we can find you online and all the wonderful things that you can do. You can post links in chat and maybe tell us your favorite moment from the session. So, Joaquin.
Okay. Well, for being my first experience in Roll20, this was definitely very good, very entertaining. I enjoyed it a lot. Kiana, thank you very much for the opportunity. Great DM. I really think so. And to my fellow players, it was a very, very good story. I love it. I love it. Thank you very much for allowing me to play with you guys. Again, this is the first time I've done this here, at least in Roll20, and it was pretty good. It was very, very enjoyable. So thank you very much for all the opportunity. I'm definitely gonna be addicted to this thing. So thank you very much. It was very, very good.
One of us. One of
Yeah.
us.
You were great as
Yes.
well. I loved your voice. Like your voice is great.
So thank you very much. And as I mentioned before, I'm not very active in streaming and such until now. And but you can find me at Twitter at _ Mr. _ Loki _ But yeah, thank you very much for having me. This was a great moment. Again, guys, terrific. Thank you very much. It was a great story.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And no hard feelings,
No.
Turnuk.
No.
Nobody goes around hurting my bodies. I mean, sorry.
That's the worst thing
I had to-
about it is Turnuk completely understands.
It had to be done.
Next up, Alex, Madam Gandalf.
Hey! Once pretty much reiterating everything that Joaquin said, holy moly, what a great story this was, and how much fun it was interacting with everybody. There was a really great group dynamic, and I feel like everybody got really into their characters, which is always so much fun. And yeah, the story was really fantastic. It was something that you could really delve into. And I mean, I've missed playing with Kiana and Scrat, and it was really lovely to get to play with you two as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And yeah, I guess, hey, my name is Madam Gandalf. I am actually a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do anything from cooking to singing to pub quizzes to a variety of different games, as well as my own D&D, which is actually at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, set in the Witcher world. So if you love D&D, I love D&D, come by the Green Dragon Tavern and have a drink on me.
And that's in like what, an hour and a quarter?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern, so yeah, an hour and a quarter.
So I've just chucked your link in chat. Guys, go and follow now and carry on the roleplay late into the evening. Unfortunately, I'll have to go to bed sometime soon, but, it sounds like Alex is going to carry the torch, so great.
It's my lot in life.
And next, we have Burlingsbeard. We have Ken. Welcome, Ken.
Oh, thanks. And just to continue that love, I love D&D so much, and being able to share that love with all of you and everyone watching is just so special. So thank you so much, Scrat, for having me on. Like, this is a really awesome opportunity. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Kiana, for just an awesome, amazing adventure. I wholeheartedly agree. You are an amazing DM. So it's a pleasure to be able to play in your game. And my fellow players, Alex, Joaquin, you guys are awesome. There was really something special, I think, going on here, my man, and my lady, my brosies. I love you all. Like, this has just been a real cool experience, and this is exactly the type of role playing and love for D&D that I have, which is this very theater of the mind. We're all in our characters. I love that we didn't really need any maps or miniatures or tokens. I really love that we're storytelling together today.
Yeah.
And that's really what this is about so much for me. You can find me at Burlingsbeard on Twitter, on Instagram, also at my own website of the same name. I am a concierge for hire dungeon master in the New York City area. So if you're looking for someone to run games for you, please look me up. You can get a sense of my own DMing style on my own YouTube channel as well, or my Twitch channel, as the case may be, that I haven't been posting to that much recently because I've been playing so much on awesome channels like this. So if you like my style, please look me up. And again, Scrat, thank you so much for having me on. This has been a pleasure. I hope that we can do this again.
Yeah, me too, definitely. Especially with this group, the dynamic was, as you guys have said, absolutely amazing. We really got on well. And I think that is also that is very much to do with you, Kiana. Kiana, take it away. You're amazing today. Amazing. I feel cut up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. It's always so amazing to come and sit down and do some one shots and really get into how quickly people get into character and into the story. It's just so awesome. And I can't do it without, this lovely, lovely cast that I had today. Thank you so much. Today was really focusing on the darkness that lies within people. And I'm hoping that I got to convey that with, all the moments. So it's hard for me to pick a favorite moment because I think all of you did so fucking fantastic. Getting really into that. I think it was that time when after Turnuk had just had his breakdown and his attacks, how all of you reacted to that, I think was just so cool and heartbreaking. So
we tried to help you.
Yeah, we try to help you.
So like,
it's all you ever do is hurt others. That got me.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, like, now that we're not doing all the theater of the mind and stuff, there are two bonds and flaws that play very strongly with Turnuk. The first is his bond, which is Isteros, the world for Isteros. And the second is forgets himself when Isteros is in danger. And those two combined is what Kiana has been preying on from the moment I opened text-based DM with her, which I do not regret. I do not regret at all. But it is very... Yeah. Heart-wrenchingly emotional. That's the term I'm going to go for. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it's been fantastic to play with all of you, and I cannot wait to see how Turnuk's story is going to end next week. It's going to be rough, and I'm very excited. But until then, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KennaS, where I like talking about all things tabletop and life and all that fun stuff. I am on a podcast called Lady Slaying Dragons, which is me, two cool ladies having a roundtable discussion about D&D and whatever else. July is going to be our a special event month where we have interviews with people from all over tabletop community talking about visual representation. So I'm very excited for that. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to put the links right now in chat, actually. That's important. Yeah, there we go. If you want to see me playing, I am over on Account of Roleplay on Mondays doing some Call of Cthulhu. I am over on WebDM on Tuesdays doing some 5e Spelljammer. I am over on Saturdays over on Grimjack's channel doing some Pulp Cthulhu, which is super fun. But again, I am always here on Wednesdays DMing One Shot Wonders, which is my baby, my project of the heart. I absolutely love it because I get to play with super cool people from all over the community and tell great stories. And if you guys want in July, we are doing the Feywild, so that's going to be super exciting. We have openings, I believe, in the second half of July. Scrat's checking that now.
I am.
And in August, we are doing Dark Sun. So going to be super fun. I would love to play with any of you guys, here or in chat, because it's the coolest part of the community is being able to connect with others and tell cool stories. So if you're interested, make sure to message Scrat, get in the game, because One Shot Wonders wouldn't be nearly as wonderful without you guys.
Yeah.
And we've got two potential spaces left on Wednesday the 18th of July, and we've got a few spaces in the last week of July the 25th. So if you guys want to come and play, like I say, send me a DM somewhere and I'll get you in. yeah, so I guess that just leaves me. Guys, these are my social links. My Discord is absolutely amazing. It is a fantastic place to be. The community I've got in there are so helpful. They are kind. They are inclusive and friendly. We talk about all sorts of issues. 3:30 p.m. EST, Ishman. We can talk about issues in there. We look at art together. We talk about D&D. We discuss rules. We create characters. And the focus of the community is to bring up and introduce new players, returning players, people who are new to streaming. So that's what Discord is a great place to come and join if you are interested in that sort of thing. If you want to get a game, like I said before, my Twitter link's up there. Send me a DM and pop me a follow because that's always cool. And we'll get you in a game. And lastly, YouTube. This video will be up in about 24 hours. Until then, everything else is up to date. So yeah, I have a merchandise competition on at the minute where you can win some of the Academy Crest stuff. The Academy Crest is up there somewhere. There's t-shirts. There's a t-shirt, some notepads and stuff to win. So there's a merch competition there, and also we've made the merch part of our Patreon awards now. So we recently hit our first goal, and we're working on moving towards the next one. The latest thing in the works is we are creating a golden crest, which we are thinking of releasing only for £50 patrons, a black hoodie with a gold crest on it, which won't be available to anyone. It'll be send out only. So yeah, that's where we're going with all that stuff. But that is me, and we are going to go and pay someone a visit. We are going to go and visit Laura Lania. Great friend of the channel, Tia. Yep. She's great. You can catch her on Tuesdays on Encounter Will's show on Encounter Roleplay, where they do some amazing roleplay over there. They've got a great team. Her, Tall Squall, Little Cup of Joe, and Josh and Will. They're yeah, a lot like this. Theatre of the mind, emotionally evoking. It's really good. Thank you very much, guys, for everyone who come along. Thank you guys for an amazing show. My favourite part was also the end, because, yep.
Evoking emotions. That's what we do here.
Exactly. See you next time.
Bye. Bye.